It's Travis here. Oh my gosh. Warhammer commentator. Dude, thank you for joining, man. Oh, it's so good to see you. Yeah, you got to focus on some stuff in silence. I appreciate it, though. I saw your content today, by the way. I was watching it. So I could tell you put a lot of time into it, too, kind of like me. So it's cool that we have that in common, man. You got your salamanders. I was watching, going through a lot of your shorts, and I could tell that you definitely put a lot of time into that. So that's cool, dude. I'm glad we connected, man. I finished the stuff? Oh, okay, okay, so you're good. Yeah, you're good to hang out, man. Yeah, no, seriously. You got a fan here. I subscribed, so I like what you do. I was watching like your earlier videos, and then you had the keyboard in the background. Was that you playing the keyboard? The little tune in the background? I bet it was. Because that's I've been thinking about how to add audio to things or like how to do it. I think that's kind of cool. So I'm trying to get better at doing shorts. So it's a bit of an art. Cool. I got a bunch of Krieg stuff going on today again, so be assembling these bad boys. I got this one with the flamer, of course. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you were. Ah. Dude, that's cool, man. I can't play piano at all. I can do like chopsticks. My mom had a piano for the family growing up, and she always had it. She would play it every once and again. Like she taught me how to do some basic stuff, but I never really caught on. So yes, it did. Yes, it did. Your audio did go through. Yes, sir. Yeah, I was like, while you're doing the voiceover, yeah, it's very clear too. So I like that. So I'm not saying the keyboard thing was a bad idea, but I think you definitely like putting your voice into it. It does help. So like for I have like one video that I created where there's no me not talking at all, but just like a demonstration type of video. Um, and I'm gonna do more shorts with some audio of me talking and then some with just music in the background. So oh, okay. Learned a couple, yeah, couple songs. Yeah, that's good, man. Oh, that's cool you play that, the keyboard. You could probably do some sweet tracks then. Put it on a loop or something. I'd have fun with that. Um, I did the audio through the voice recording area. That's why I don't have any in my recent content. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. So for some of it you don't. Gotcha. Okay, yep, yep. No, I think it definitely adds to it for sure. So putting it in there, it's nice. It's cool because then it's like you're explaining what you're doing to like the viewer. So like myself, just because I watch other content creators too, or like other crafters, and just to hear them talk, it can be beneficial, right? Not always. Sometimes you just need text on the screen, and that's, if you're trying to teach someone something that's relatively simple, you don't have to be as in depth. Then you can just have, text over screen, and that works great. Pause BMG ooh woo. Oh my god. Ah. What's up, man? Hey, thank you. Six of you in the chat. Thanks for joining, y'all. Me and the Warhammer commentator hanging out and doing this live. So I'll be working on Krieg. So absolutely, just building these guys up. I'm not gonna prime them today because oh, sorry, was my wife in the background. Um, she's on the couch studying. So and then she's like a meeting and everything. She's in her doctorate program, so she's usually like pretty close to me. And I'm just here in my little dungeon. Just a little part of the. This is it. That's all I get. My hobby table. So, oh my gosh, 11 of you in here. Thanks for joining, everybody. And then back to Warhammer commentator. Let's see here. Ah, here he is. A lot of songs are like 4 pages, and I learn the full thing. I just play little bits and pieces for the shorts. Now that's good, man. That's good. No, I wish I was musically talented. I'm trying to learn how to play the harmonica, believe it or not. So I'm practicing doing the pledge. Sorry, the national anthem on the harmonica. It actually sounds kind of nice. So just practicing with the breaths and then like which key to blow it on. Um, it's kind of sweet. So I have it in I think it's a C harmonica. So something I want to also do as a hobby is like harmonica play because I used to have like a harmonica as a kid, and I was like the sound of it. So that's like my kind of instrument, if you will. I wish I could play guitar, but way too many strings and frets. And I'm like, I learned how to play sliding guitar. That was kind of cool. So my buddy's stepdad taught me one time, and I learned how to play a couple tunes with the sliding guitar with the the brass um, like tube you put on your finger, just really cool sounding. So some blues tunes, some country tunes. It does sound really cool on an acoustic guitar. Um, so that would be something else I'd probably like look into later on. So because it's like you play it differently, you know what I mean? Like it's not as if you're like picking it like a normal guitar. It's like you're strumming it. You can pick it, of course, but it's just a little. It just sounds a little bit differently. So um, ah, and then Warhammer commentators said a lot of the songs are like 4 pages, and I learned the full thing, just like little bits and pieces for the shorts. Yeah. So like you were saying, you just kind of use that like in your shorts, and I like heard it in the background. It's actually very clear. So um, because you could like do the voiceover, like audio over, and I'm still trying to learn how to do that. So um, if you make it really in depth, like that I don't know how you do that. It's like you're commenting on what you're doing, or you're talking through a recorder while you're showing it and then you edit it. Like that's or you go to a different area and like you watch your video and then you narrate what you're doing, which is that's how I imagine it is, but yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. I'm not there yet, so you're higher up in the creator sphere and with your skills and knowledge than me. So, but I'd like to get there. That's cool, man. Let's see who else we got in here. Sirloin Steak 12, dude. I remember you. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a little while, man. Hey, thanks for joining again, dude. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't been able to see you lately because I didn't have your phone. Oh, what happened? You didn't have your phone? Oh no. What happened? Did it break or were the aliens abducted or what happened, dude? Alan Green says hi. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for joining, brother. There's 8 of you in here. If you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and subscribing. So this is like Warhammer type commentary. Just talking with some friends about the hobby sphere and just getting to know each other a little bit. Sirloin Steak 12 says, I just left it at my mom's. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've done that. I've left my phone somewhere and you're like, "Oh crap." You're not on it all the time, so yo, you're joining my Discord, dude. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just started that yesterday, so I'm gonna give that more attention. I just created the bare bones, so I know there's not much in there, but I will be adding a lot more to that. So if you do want to get in on the discussions, or if you want to share anything, because like on YouTube, unfortunately, you guys can't show me pictures. I wish, like, if that was possible, but YouTube doesn't allow that, probably because of like processing speed and the servers, and it's a lot. So on Discord, that's where we can do that. And then if we can go even more in depth there. We didn't even have calls. I've seen people in live and they're on call like in a Discord meeting while it's live. So they're talking to their friends like on the Discord server, and then people are watching on YouTube at the same time. So it's like a different way to interact with your fan base. But you're more focused over here, and it's kind of hard to like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I don't understand is like the split. Um, if you're streaming on multiple different things, like, I don't know how you do that. You're like streaming on TikTok and then you got I don't even know if you can stream on TikTok. You know what I mean? So it's like how do you navigate that? That's impressive. Um and then let's see, sirloin steaks. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I am too, brother. Heck yeah. What are you asking for, if you don't mind me asking? What are you hoping to get for Christmas? Warhammer commentator, what are you looking to get for Christmas? I'm curious. Sweet. And then Mick Lloyd 5788. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. So good for you to be in here. This is Travis with the Chaotic Crafter, or as I call the channel, ChaoticCrafterZero. Just because I couldn't do Chaotic Crafter, someone already had it, so I was like, darn. Well, okay, fine. I'll do ChaoticCrafterZero because it sounds badass. So thought I'd create like a handle name and everything for the channel rather than it just be like my name or something random. So, and like Warhammer commentators, like that's a sweet name that you got that. That's impressive that you got that. So, um, like that's an official name, dude. That's an official name. You're gonna take that thing real far. That's a good name. Sirloin Steak 12 says, I asked for earbuds, a Yeti cup, a watch, a shirt, and I think that's it. Oh, nice, dude. You see, the Apple has the new headphones out now, and you know the new earbuds. Sorry, a Yeti cup. Dude, I love Yeti. I love Yeti. I got Yeti and I got Stanley, so I kind of cross in between each one. But I got a huge Yeti cooler. I think it's the 65. Yeah, the 60. It's a pretty big deal. Pretty big dude I got for my birthday years ago when I turned, I think, 27, 28 years old. My then girlfriend, my wife now, got it for me. So I still use it. We also have like a Yeti hopper, like a backpack one. You can put drinks in it. It's freaking sweet, man. It keeps it cold pretty well, I have to say. And then a watch, a shirt, and I think that's it. I hope you get it, man. I hope you get all of them. I hope you get all of them. That's awesome. Heck yeah. And then Warhammer Commentator said, oh, by the way, I just posted my most recent mini to the Discord. Oh my gosh. In the Hobby Showcase. Yep, you got it. Oh, you know what? I'll pull that up right now and look at it. I might as well, right? Like I'm talking to you guys. Let me go on the Discord and I'll look at it. That's sweet, dude. Thank you. That, I will say that's what's cool about having a Discord is it like gives you something to talk about while you're talking to people, and especially if it's their images that they submitted, like they know which one it is. So I wish I could pull it up on screen. I wish I could do that when I have a lot more experience in this YouTube sphere, and when I get a little bit better equipment and like I can have a better process. I will be doing that or finding a way to like show it or something. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but and then Sterling Steak 12 said, "Hell no, I just asked for $12 earbuds." I laughed my ass off. Well, I hope you get the good ones. So better than $12. Well, it's like my little sister. I hate to say little, but she's 31 now. Oh, 30 actually. But she wanted an Apple Watch for her Christmas list, and I'm like, girl, I don't make that much money. I'll give you an old one, like a used one, or like an earlier edition that we get at a good discount. But I'm not giving you. I can't afford that. If I make a lot of money, I would definitely get it for her. Though. No problem. No problem. I love my family, so if I could spoil my family, I absolutely would. So, same with my friends. If I could spoil my friends, I would spoil my friends. Let's see. All right, let me pull up the Discord server here. So I got the computer. Let me so you can see me. Oh, here it is. Look at that. Sweet. Hey, Travis, sister looked. Oh, look at that. Ben Pop 2. Just finish up this dude. Oh, let's see what we got here, brother. Heck yeah. In real time. Well, I think live's just a little delayed, but like a second or two. But either way, in real time. So, you can see his work here. And if you're on the Discord server, you'll be able to see this too. So, here's his first salamander. Freaking sweet. Look at the mud, dude. I love muddy bases. I really do it. I love it. Just adds a little bit of dirt and grime to it. It's more realistic too, rather than just a plain base. I like that you're experimenting with that. That looks really good, my man. And I love the freaking. Oh, he comes with a mechanical arm too. Interesting. There we go. Ooh, look at that transfer right there with the 4. Oh, that's sick, my brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. You just like I could imagine like putting like flames maybe on his boots or something. If you could, I don't know how to freehand that, but maybe there's a way to get like you can buy transfer tape online if you want to do that. But that's dude, I love salamanders for the fact that you can do so much with them and like everything about their like the fact like their lore is that they can make their own weapons and that they maintain their own weapons too and their armor. So like they have artificers, right? The people who like take care of their armor and do that stuff, but like every salamander is a master crafter. And they also want to do like everything such as this where they could be like, "Oh, I want freaking reptile spikes on my shoulder guard." Like they're the ones to do that. They don't throw it at an artificer and say, "Do it for me, slave." Like I'm sure that they would, because salamanders are like the nicest people ever. If they even ask people to do it, they're like, "Oh, it's okay, Mr. Artificer. You're just take a rest. Don't worry about it, buddy. I'll take care of it." Showing up back from like a freaking hellacious battle. They lost like 60% casualty rate. The salamanders are cool, dude. See, I love that too, and their symbol's just awesome, man. Absolutely. Absolutely, dude. Heck yeah. Yep. So, oh, and we got more. Oh, but wait, there's more. Dude. Yeah. So I just did the test. I'm gonna go ahead and wave. That's fun. How cool. And then here he is at some of my salamanders. So he's got a good you got some good shots of these, man. Yeah, with the little tuft down there. Well done. Well done. I haven't done that yet, but I want to start adding those to my bases. So I did buy like a little pack of a little I can't remember what the name I know it's Army Painter, but I can't remember the name of the little um like the tufts. Each one is like it's like has different names and stuff. So let's see who else we got in here. Cotton Drink. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. This is Travis with Chaotic Crafting. And then let's see what else we got here. I think the orcs are the coolest thing from what I've seen in Warhammer, but I mean, cool, not badass. Well said. Well said, man. I think orcs can be badass, but a lot of them are kind of goofy, right? But like, I'm not hating on that. I think it's funny. Like some of the minis that you can find with orcs is like, it's kind of funny. You know what I mean? So it's like an interesting part of the universe of 40K, and I think that's really cool. So I like I like the orcs. I think they're pretty cool. I like seeing their minis too because they're really fun. And like painting them or building them, I bet it's a blast because you give a lot of artistic creativity to do whatever you want to them. If you want to have spikes on them, if you want to have freaking little squigs all over the place, if you want to have a like a little goblin up on his shoulder or whatever, you can do that. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, sick. And it looks like you did some really good. I don't know if you use Nuln Oil or if maybe you used like a shading type thing, but I can tell you got that in there. That way you can see that there's like definition to everything, right? So you can see that there's shading or like you can see the individual armor pieces as they are. It's not just a flat color, you know what I mean? So well done. This is probably my favorite. And then probably maybe the sword brother. Where is he at? Oh, you got a dreadnought too. Fuck. I'm gonna click through these, but I'm definitely gonna come back. Yeah, these guys are badass. So it's like a shield captain. I'm not super familiar with all the regalia on them, but he's definitely like a shield brother. So he's got the shield. And then can we talk about on the dreadnought? I see it. I don't know if y'all can see it, but like there's something that's really hard to do with plasma. Let me turn this off. Maybe that'll help. What's really hard to do with plasma is you see how he has the coils right here, and then on the armor paneling, he has the plasma glow. That is peak, my dude. I'm trying to learn how to do that. I'm not even there yet. I'm trying to figure it out, and I just can't get it to look right. So like that is talent. That is skill, everybody. So that is, yeah. I mean, even on the skull, you can see it, and it looks like it's freaking glowing. So you got that plasma glow really good. Very good job, sir. So, oh, who else we got in here? Do 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 do. Let me read some of these comments. So, Warhammer commentator said, honestly, they look epic though. I just don't have the money and time for a second army. Yeah, for orcs. Yeah, like I got gifted an army, but it was Dark Angels, right? So I got it gifted to me. Like most of it's painted, but they're kind of busted up. So I'm gonna have to like re-glue them together and everything. And they're like a little old, maybe like 8 years old, maybe 10 years old. Some of the models, but I got gifted like almost a whole army of Dark Angels, so definitely over 1,000 points for sure. And I got a Valkyrie, which is badass. I want to build that thing just because I think it would be really cool for the channel. You don't see many of them either. You really don't. They don't really field them in 40K games, hardly ever. So, but they're really cool looking. So let's see. And then Warhammer commentator said, especially when they work so perfectly with kit bashing. Exactly. Which is pretty expensive on its own. Yes, it can be, dude. Yeah, so like I do a little bit of kit bashing where I'll take something from a different sprue or I'll buy it off Etsy. And you get it off Etsy and it'll be like custom molded, custom resin things like skulls if you want to add extra skulls to it, or like different armor paneling, or like maybe you don't like the weapon, like it just looks awkward. You can get a brand new, like a newer looking, plasma rifle rather than like an older plasma rifle that's from like 15 years ago that comes with the sprue. You just want one that looks a little bit better. Like you can get a lot off Etsy, but it can be expensive. So find your stores. And if you guys ever want me to do a video on which Etsy shops you could possibly buy from to find what parts you're looking for, I can do that video. So ones that I've bought from and I've used them before, and like they give me discounts and stuff, and I work with them and I'll buy it in bulk and it comes in like a little box and I open it up and everything's in there. So if you guys ever want to see a video on that, let me know in the chat, because I think that could be an interesting video, because not many people talk about like where to get at stuff that isn't made by GW. You know what I mean? And then I also have a guy I buy from. He's literally does nothing but bits. That's all he does. I think I have his business card somewhere if I could find it. uh, I'll have to look for it later. But a guy off Etsy I buy on, he has nothing but like, I think it's called Noah's Attic is what it's called. Noah's Attic. Yeah. Like ATTIC, like up in your attic. So Noah's Attic, you go on there and he sells a bunch of bits. So if you need bits for like a Terminator, and let's say his arm broke or like got stepped on or something, he has just those. And you can talk to him and he might even bring the price down. So if it's like $3 for it and you really need it, but you don't want to buy a whole new set of Terminators, you can talk to him and he might be like, "Oh, you know what? I'll give it to you for $1.50, dude." Or like try to haggle with them. So, and he ships on time and you get it really quick. So, yeah, Noah's Attic. I could probably show it on here actually. Let's see who else we got in here. I saw Ellie was in here. So, hi Ellie. Hello, hello. My favorite subscriber. She always brings a lot to the chat. So, she's exciting and very funny. So, sweet. Sterling Steak 12 says, what if they thought they were smart? Oh, if the orcs thought they were smart. Well, they do. I will say they do. So orcs are so dumb that they think that they're smarter than everybody else. So that is a thing. And I think it helps. Like in the lore, the orcs are like, if they want to go faster, they'll paint it red. They believe that, like as a whole group. And then orcs are like, we are the best, we're the best, we're the smartest, we're the most shootingest, we're the fightingest. So like the orcs, they have like that that type of energy that they bring into the warp to mix up with everything else, along with their endless wars and battles and fighting, and they love that shit. So they do already think they're the smartest. They really do. So if they ever interact with like a Humie, they think they're stupid. They're like, oh, these stupid Humies, like, why do they cry when I rip their arms off? It's like a different, they look at us, they look down on us basically. They respect very few Humies, like the Emperor's one, they respect him. Um, some commissars, and then sometimes like a space marine, if they're like really badass, like they're gonna respect the shit out of him because they're like that guy. He gives a really good crump and he's a good fighter, and they see that. So like they think might is right, basically. They don't really like to use logic. Like their orc logic is so backwards to what we think it is. It's so funny. So I like the levity that they bring to things and how they have their own way of interacting with other factions in 40K. It makes them really interesting. So let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, Warhammer commentator. So he said, I manually highlight every model. It literally makes them pop. Yeah, dude. It really does. Highlighting it is a necessary thing. Yeah, and I'm learning more about how to do that. So it's like almost like a complementary highlighting. So like a complementary color, or you use like a lighter shade of it. So like black and gray, and then I do black with lead belcher, so it makes it look like it's kind of like shiny and beat up. So I do that for my guys, and like it looks good visually when you look at it. Like it passes the 3 foot test, which is like if you see a model and let's say it's 3 feet away, what does it look like to the human eye? So that's called the 3 foot test. So if you didn't know that in hobbying, it's something I heard. And then if the bigger the model, the farther back you go. So there's like the 10 foot test if it's a Titan, right? So like, oh, does it pass the 10 foot test? Oh, it looks awesome. All right, then you're good. So no, you did a really good job, Warhammer commentator.
Shout out to Lindsay.
Lindsay? What about Lindsay?
She's watching.
Oh, she's watching right now. No way. Oh, hi, Lindsay. Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining. Everyone say hi to Lindsay. Couple people in here, so I'm glad everyone's in here. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. So I'm just kind of viewing some other guys' work. So this is the Warhammer commentator. He has his own channel. You should check his channel out and subscribe to him too. He's like me, so we're on the same journey um, of crafting and building our YouTube channel and everything like that. So please do subscribe to him and check out his channel. Please help each other out. Um, and then Warhammer commentator said a flashlight helps a ton. Really? Oh. How do you use it like that? Oh, you show it where the highlights go. Interesting. So if you use like the flashlight, you could like do it up from above, or like if you're looking at it from the side angle, and you could be like, oh, that's where you should do the highlighting. Or if you're like this is what I'm trying to figure out. So maybe if you like, do you darken the room? Like you turn off the lights and then you turn on the light and then you look at it, or you like take a picture with it and then you use that to do it. I'm just curious how you, or you would take it from the side. Maybe you could take like a little light from the side of the dreadnought where the plasma coils are, and then that's how you can see the that glowing effect. Because that, yeah, I gotta get good at that. That's really good, man. Let's see what else we got. Yep, Ellie's here. I know. Ellie recognizes Steak Boy. That's funny. Oh my god. LED says, sorry, I was late. I was eating Sour Patch Kids in Chugging, Arizona. And the Warhammer commentator said, "Did you pour any in your eyes?" Yeah. So that's Ellie's thing that she does. It's very funny. So like myself, we were joking about the amount of monster that she pours into her eyes, and like uh I kind of like was like, I wonder if that would hurt. I thought about it, so I grabbed a can of Monster. I grabbed like a little paint tube, like a little, I don't know what you call it, like a little dropper bottle, and I just put like one drop in my eye, and I was like, oh my god. So Ellie like puts stuff in her eyes and then complains about it, and then jumps in the pool and then does it again. I don't know. She's a mythical creature. I can't explain it, folks. Oh, there's 8 of you in here. Hey, thanks for joining, everybody. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I'd really appreciate that. I'm glad everyone's on here. Ellie says my Wi-Fi is horrible. Yeah, you got to figure that out. Well, you don't have a boyfriend anymore, Ellie, so now you got to get a new boyfriend. That's what you need to do. Call up the cable company for your internet, and then that's how you're going to find your next boyfriend. There you go. Find a guy who's handy and smart. So, Lindsay Romulo, hi, just subscribed. Yay, Lindsay. Everyone said, what's up, what's up? Glizzy Man Gaming, dude, oh my gosh, you're back too, man. Yes. All my friends are here. We're missing a couple other people though. So if Magnus gets in here, it's gonna get wild. Is he in here already? Let me see. Is Magnus in here? Not yet. Darn it. So, but anyway, let's keep clicking through some of these pictures that the Warhammer commentator did. Oh, and there's an ultramarine right there. So notice the blue and then the edge highlighting. Very well done. You see the lighter colors around that? So that's called edge highlighting. Maybe you can't see it. Let me turn the light off again. So maybe there's some glare going on. But maybe if I turn down the overhead lights, showcase his work for everybody to see. See if that looks good. What do you think? Does that show it well or no? Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll bring it a little bit closer. Try this maybe. See if this helps. There we go. That's a lot better. So now you can see his edge highlighting, and that's all the highlighting that's done around his armor panels. So if you see it, how it kind of pops a little bit, that's called edge highlighting. And he drilled his barrels. So that's something you don't have to do, but that's something I do. If it's a really small, like, piece of kit, though, I won't drill it because it just doesn't, there's not one small enough for it. Also, great job on the basing, sir. Fantastic. So that's the basing down there. The rock does come with this Terminator, but the grass and the mud, that's all his doing. So, really cool. Definitely check out his channel. He's got good stuff, and he's on the same journey as me. So we're all learning together, and we're getting better at this. So, I mean, this guy's just freaking, this guy's goated. Absolutely fantastic job, sir. So let me see if I can kind of do that for you. But as you can see, he did a really, really good job on that. Fantastic. What's his name, by the way? What's the name of this character? Because he looks like a pretty high up salamander space marine. So I'm going to guess he's probably like a lieutenant or a captain based off. And I love the sword. That is freaking awesome. Good job on everything. The sling, too. The sling is very clean. I could tell you even edge highlighted the sling, dude. You're getting so good at the gosh. That's what happens when you start painting these. People are like, oh, I can't do that. I'll never get good at it. See, this is proof that you can get good at it. You just got to try it and then just keep up with it and learn new skills, get better equipment, be patient with yourself, and just like the attention to detail and watching other people. Like, this is what inspires me to want to paint better. And like that's why this channel's here is for me to show off what I'm doing, but also to like meet other people who are doing the same thing and then learning from them. Then we're just making friends along the way. So let me turn on my hobby light again. But yeah, good job, bro. Outstanding, sir. Yep. So if you want to subscribe to him, it would really help him. So he's got a bunch of subscribers already, but yeah. Okay, what else we got here? Super Dad Pete 83 says, "Yo, new to this channel. What type of content you make?" Hey man, I make 40K minis. So I'm a hobbyist. I do this full time. So this is something I just glued together. It's part of sprue. But this is something I'm going to prime and I'm going to paint it. So as you can tell, it's really tiny, but it's like the detail that you can get, like with his eyes on his goggles, get his plasma pistol to make it look like it's glowing. It's amazing what you can do with paint. It really is, in plastic, paint and plastic. And then you take these guys, and if you want to, there's a couple avenues, right? So you can either keep them as like a collection. So maybe you're just a hobbyist. That's all you do. You paint them and you put them on a shelf, or you show them off. Maybe you're an artist. Okay, that's fine. That's one thing. The second thing you could do is actually play with these. So these are like, I hate to say like chess pieces, right? But like they're a part of a game. It's a strategy based game, and there's different variants of it, but it's Warhammer 40,000, at least in this universe. There's also Warhammer Age of Sigmar, which is more like medieval style. So like if you like fantasy, if you like dragons, if you like things like that, that's where Age of Sigmar comes into play. Um, there's also something called Old Hammer. So Old Hammer, Old World, if you will. Sorry, Old World, which is a different variant of it. But it's amazing what you can do in hobbies like this. And Games Workshop makes probably some of the best resin models that you can purchase to paint with. So you anything from a simple little goblin all the way up to a very elaborate. I mean, you could make buildings that they sell. They make giant freaking robots that you can get in plastic. You clip them out, you sand them down, you glue them together, and then you prime the whole thing, and it's like this big. So it's amazing what they have in their collection or their product offerings. So um, and then there is a third thing you could do. I guess with these guys, some people sell them, right? So if you're an artist, but you don't want to just collect them, but you want to sell them, you can actually enter into art competitions with your work. So one is called like the Golden Demon, right? So Golden Demon is um, it's like an annual biggest showcase of all the best artists in the mini painting world that show off their things, and they can get awarded prizes for what they did. And if you ever want to get really good examples of how amazing and gifted some of these people are, just look up Golden Demon winners and just see who's received that. If you sell these things and there's a special company that will give you a card and they leave it at the table. So if they like your artwork, let's say you painted a mini, there's a company that goes around and they leave a business card on your model. If you call that card, they will offer you tens of thousands of dollars for some of your pieces. Okay, it's a real thing. If you're very good, they will offer you thousands of thousands of thousands of dollars for your minis. I've even heard higher numbers than that. So the cool thing about Warhammer is it's a there's so many hobbies in one. It's not just one single hobby. It's like there's the painting side of it, there's the wargaming side of it. There's also they have video games, they have mobile games. Like it's it's crazy. So there's a lot you can do with it. It's called like the hobby within the hobby. It's like the ultimate hobby, if you will. So there's other ultimate hobbies out there too, right? So like with cars, you could fix them up, you could sell them, you could fix them up, you could race them, you could fix them up, you could collect them. Similar, right? Obviously, this is a lot cheaper than that. So, and you could also carry this with you. It's kind of hard to transport all your cars sometimes. So, Um, and then sirloin steak. Let me go back some comments here. Warhammer stuff and chatting, hanging out, having a good time. But yeah, he paints Warhammer figures and stuff. Yep. No, he puts monster in his eyes. I did it one time. Yeah, you missed it, sirloin steak. You missed it, man. Yeah, it was the other night. Yep, I did. And then Magnus calls her a dumbass. Yes, he does. Magnus is a little mean to Ellie, but it's an interesting relationship. It's kind of funny. Super Dad Pete 83 says, "Is this not live?" It is live. We are absolutely live, man. No AI here, no pre-recorded shit. The real deal, man. And then Warhammer commentator said, "Edge highlighting is so hard. That mini took like 20 hours." I believe it, man. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I averaged, when I was first starting to paint, it was like 10 hours for like a little mini, like a little one. I was way too thorough with it, but like I got a little bit better, but it still takes hours just to do one mini. If you add it up, right? Like I don't count it as like, oh, it took me weeks to do that. No. I look at it and say, how many hours did I actually put into making this thing? And then I'll say like, oh, it took me 12 hours to make that. Do you want to see a 22-hour one? If not more. So my war dogs each took about 20 hours to make, right? So some of you may have seen these before, but like this took a very long time for me to do, and they're magnetized, so woo. But I did this, right? And then some of the kit bashing that he's talking about, so that's like adding bits or like changing things out on your thing, but it's still lore accurate. You can still put it on the game. So like this dead guardsman, I bought that off of a 3D printer, 3D printing company. So a artist who makes these and then prints them off in a resin 3D printer, and then he sells them. So you could buy it as a pack, and I think it's called the Dead Soldiers pack, like Dead Future Soldiers pack, and it comes with like las guns, and it comes with like these dead guys in different positions. And then I also added terrain, so like back here is a piece of rock. That doesn't come with this, but I bought this separate, and then in front is a guy who got shot, right? And then he's holding his rifle, as you can see down there, along with this little like hedgehog looking thing down here on the basing. I bought that separate and glued it on here. And then the camo painting, I did that personally around every single one of those. And I tried to make it as clean as possible. So as you can see, like this is a labor of love. And when he put 20 hours of work into his Terminator with the edge highlighting and everything else that goes into it, that's absolutely true. So it's not a time waste if you finish it. You know what I mean? Like it's a time waste if you start it and you never finish it, then you just wasted time. Now, if you're using that time to doing something else, like I get that. Like I don't do this all the time. Like during the summer, I'm more outside. I'm more of an outdoorsy kind of person. I like to go outside. I like to work out. I like to explore. But like right now, it's cold. It's wintry outside. Like I don't want to be out there. I'd rather be in here. And this is the time to do this. So that's another reason why it's a good hobby, is that when there's um, rainy days or cold days and you don't feel like going out, well, hey, you could turn on some jams and bust out your Warhammer and get some painting done. So um, that's another thing, right? And then you get to get your creative juices flowing, and you get to really see what you're capable of, because you can think of it. Can you make it? You know, because you can make your vanilla ones. You can make them as is, like on the box. Like on the box, there's not much really always going on with the minis, but like it's that elevated artist that looks at it and says, "What else can I do with this? How else can I make this more lore accurate, or how do I make it look more realistic?" You know? So like that's things that I did with guys like this, right? So these skulls and these spikes that are up here don't come with this. I did that. Okay? So I got these little skulls separate, and I have one to prove it. Right here. The little skull, and I drilled into it with a little drill and then I literally got these spikes and I stuck it through the skull and then glued it on top and painted it. So your imagination is the limit. There is no limit, right? These guys who are flayed on the back of this, because these are the bad guys, right? These are the evil guys. Like these are skinned freaking dead humans, okay? And I put that on here because in this universe, it's the grim dark. It's the 41st millennium. Everything's at war, and the good versus the bad, but like everybody's bad. And when that happens, that's when hellacious war crimes like this just become the normal, right? Like a war crime in 40K is like every other day. If they aren't killing their own people, they're killing each other or killing other factions, or it's crazy. So if you want to learn more about the universe, the lore aspect, that's a whole nother part of the hobby that I didn't even talk about. So like there's the crafting, there's the creating, there's the gaming, and then there's the lore. That means reading everything. So like Sirloin Steak was saying, he was talking about how orcs have like their ability to think something, and if enough of them think it, it's true. They manifest it basically. That's a part of their lore. So if you're like, oh, I want to paint this and I want to make them look like they're black orcs. And then you can think of it as they change their skin because they're fighting on a volcano world and they don't want to be green, they want to be black. And that protects them from the lava in some way. Like their feet become thicker. You know what I mean? So, like, you could do that and you have a story for it. And that makes sense because in Warhammer, those stories exist in canon. So, reading the books, which there are so many books. Something called the Black Library. So that's Games Workshop, or who owns Warhammer 40K and Warhammer everything else. They also own a publishing company, and that publishing company, it's called the Black Library. So if you want to look up books, you want to read more about the lore, you want to understand your faction, or maybe you're not sure what faction you want to choose. If you start looking into the lore, you're going to be dumbfounded. And then you're going to be changing your chapter every 3 seconds because no, these guys are better. Wait, no, these guys are cooler. You know, I just read about these guys. These guys are super badass. I'd rather play as these guys. So like it's a whole nother rabbit hole, but it's an exciting part of the hobby. So if you're into the lore, you know, like for me, I'm into a little bit of all three. A little bit, well, I guess all four if you count gaming, right? Like online gaming. I don't do that as much because I don't have time for that. But like, there's people who only read the books. They don't play and they don't paint. They just like the books because they're really well written. Um, so myself being a military vet, I'll read these books and I read them like the battlefields or the tactics or the mindset of like soldiers, and I'm like, this is it's pretty freaking accurate. Even though it's in the 41st millennium, it's actually pretty freaking accurate. So um, it's exciting, man. And that's why there's so many people who just love the universe, right? There's a lot of us who are just like diehard fans. And regardless of whatever Games Workshop's doing, we still stick it out because we still love what it means to us. So some people hate it. Some people used to love it, then they hate it. Some people used to hate it, now they're loving it again. So it's kind of like an interesting relationship with hobbies, but that's like anything, right? Like you could be a golfer and then all of a sudden you hate golfing. You don't want to do it anymore, right? But maybe you'll come back to it. Maybe you'll meet a friend who's like, "Oh, dude, I go golfing on the weekends," and you're like, "Oh, I haven't picked up a club in a while, but yeah, we can do it, man." And you fall in love with it again, right? So Warhammer is one of those things that maybe you love it for a couple years, you put it up on the shelf, you do something else, and you can come back to it. So, but um, most people usually just do that. They like it for a little bit, and then they'll stop it, and then they'll come back to it. And then there are the people who are like, "Yeah, I've been in Okay, we're soon to be on 11th edition if you didn't know. So that'll be in the summer of next year. That's the projected estimate. But like Games Workshop can drop 11th edition whenever they want. They own it. If they want to take their time, I'm cool with that. Like no rush. Keep it in 10th. Okay, you can keep it for another year. I don't think anyone would care. Besides the fanboys who just want 11th really bad for some reason. So like I'm cool with it not even, you know, not even updating every, they say it's every 3 years. So, all right, let's go back to comments here. Super Dad Pete said, "I'm new to your channel. What type of content do you make?" Um Sirloin Steak says, "It is, but he's just not caught up with the chat in a minute. He'll go through the chat and eventually respond." Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, I'm just, I'll say my spiel, but I'll read your stuff too. So, let me do a chat filter too, because I want to make sure I'm seeing everybody's comments. So hold up. All messages. All right, there we go. Let me go to the most recent. Oh, Magnus is in here. Magnus. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hell yeah. Oh man, he's been in here. I apologize. Oh my gosh, y'all are going crazy. Oh my god. Oh, I missed a lot. Y'all have been really talking. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, I gotta go. All right, so back to listen to me, man. Don't listen to Ellie D. Super Dad Pete. Yeah. Super Dad Pete says, "LOL. Just want to know what type of content this dude makes. Warhammer figure painting only. Fig, figure painting. Sorry, like model painting. Same thing. Not only. It's not the only thing I do, but it's like kind of the direction I want this to go. Just because it's my hobby and I want to try to market it. You know what I mean? So YouTube is one way to do it, to capture it. So I think being a full time YouTuber would be awesome. I like the lifestyle personally. So it's a lot of work, especially behind the scenes, but it is actually really fun, and I get to make friends along the way. So building a community, it's more than that. You're building friendships. So, um, and then Warhammer commentator said, NMM is really hard, and yeah, the guy's a captain. Okay, gotcha. Not too sure what NMM means. Not, mm, I'm not the best with acronyms. I apologize. Sterling Steak says painting and just chatting and having super fun, Dad Pete. Yep, that's right. And then she said steak. She says but steak boy, and he says yes. And she said you good? He says yeah. She said that's good. Sterling Steak says, "You good?" And she says, "Sometimes." Warhammer commentator said, "So much fun in Warhammer AOS 40K. Lep, Lord of the Rings, Old World, Necromunda." I didn't even mention that. See, yeah, there's another thing, right? So like Necromunda's freaking sweet too. That's a whole nother game. And then they even have, oh my god, there's so much that Games Workshop puts out. It's like the best time to get into it. That's why a lot of people are getting into it. So a lot of people are like either just getting into hobbying, or they're just getting into gaming and maybe they want to look at hobbying. So, like for me, I started off in the lore. I started off reading the books. That's all I did for years. And then I'd watch like YouTube stuff or like learn more about it and like maybe research it a little bit on my own. But a lot of it was just like reading books or like talking to other people. Um, that's how I started. And that was like, fuck, 10, 11, 12 years of just knowing about the lore before I even started to think I could even start mini painting. So I never thought I'd be good at it. I didn't think I'd be able to paint this. I mean, look at how tiny this thing is. Could you imagine painting this, and making it look really good? It's possible. So, and then Sirloin Steak says, "Well, those sometimes are good." Yeah. And she said, "Yeah, I guess." Sterling Steak says good. She said, "Why is that good?" And then Steak says, "Because it's good. Those times are good." And she said, "I got broken up with." Yeah, she did, guys. Unfortunately, well, she did it. She broke up with the asshole that was cheating on her. Just clearly didn't value LED and didn't value her putting Monster in her eyes. Okay, like I don't know what kind of a guy he is, but clearly he's missing out. Yeah, but she feels great. She's glad she did it. So it was a toxic relationship. I'll let her talk about it. I don't want to put the spotlight on her too much, but I learned a little bit of the details about how he kind of controlled her, and that's not cool. So like controlling what she could do as a hobby. So she's a cosplayer. She makes the costumes and she'll go to actual conventions and she'll even enter into contests. She's even won a couple contests, right? So, but her boyfriend was like, I don't want you doing that because there's boys in it. Or like if she met someone and it's a guy, he got really possessive of it and kind of ruined it for her, and that sucks. So I'm glad that I have a supportive spouse. My wife lets me do this, and I love doing it. So nothing bad to say about it. It's just a little messy sometimes, but hey, it's chaotic crafting, right? So try to make sense of the chaos. Um, yeah, they were up for 3 years. Yeah, they were together for 3 years. So and Ellie said we're all good, and then Sterling Steak says we bussin'. She says sure. And then Magnus says, "Sorry, I'm late, man. What are we working on today?" Yeah, dude, just working on painting. Oh, painting, assembling some Krieg more. So I got 3 done. So I got 3 of these guys done. Again, I just kind of take my time with it, but I want to make sure I build them right. And then when I go to paint it, I'm gonna do speed painting. So I'm not gonna be as detailed as I would with like a showpiece model, like my war dogs, for example. I'm not going to be that because it'll take forever. So there's just like 1,000 Krieg I have to paint because there are numbers, there's points in the game. A one war dog is worth like 10 of these little guys, right? So that means I have to paint 10 times as much to get the same amount of points, for example. So it's not exactly a science. It's probably a lot less than that, but you get what I'm saying. So when I do these, I'm going to be doing them pretty quick. So probably speed painting is how I'll be doing that. LED said, "Are you going to call me a dumbass today?" And Magnus said, "Maybe." She said, "Yes or no?" He said, "Not sure." Warhammer commentator said, "Are you going to pour a monster in your eyes and jump into the pool?" She said, "Yes." He said, Magnus said, "I'll call you a dumbass if you do that." Dumbass. LED said, "I'll eat a popsicle." What flavor though? Magnus said red. And then Warhammer commentator said monster. Do they make monster? They could that you could do that. You could probably sell that shit and make money. Oh my god. Imagine being a vendor and you sell freaking monster popsicles. How much money you could make. Um Going to shows or something or put
Hi
like liquor
everyone,
in
I'm
it.
here.
Oh, Maddie's here. And then I have strawberry, but I'll dip it in a monster. Oh my gosh. And then roll it in citric acid is what Magnet says. She says, "Hell yeah." Do I put lemon juice on it? He said, "Anything sour you can find." She said, "Got this." Magnus is like, "Good luck. Good luck, soldier." Then she said, "Do I shove it down my throat?" Magnus said, "Oh god, the degeneracy is starting." I love this. Oh my god, I love this. Shove what? LED said, "Don't take that the wrong way." Sirloin Steak says, excuse me." LED said, "I wrapped it in sour stripes." Holy shit. She is a glutton for punishment, man. She's a little badass, though. If she can do that, like, I can't. I'm a fucking bitch when it comes to sour stuff. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, and then Warhammer commentator said, "Oh, Magnus, did you join the Discord?" And he said, "No, it's up. Yes, it is. Yes, sir. It is. It is." So, the server is called Chaotic Crafter Zero. So, on Discord. So, I'm actually online technically. Yeah, but I was showcasing some things on here, Magnus. Um, we hope you brought pizza. Yep, yep. And then Magnus, inside the Discord server, there's a hobby showcasing, a little tab in there. That's that text channel. I'm sorry, that text channel. God, I'm old. Tab. So hobby showcasing. That's where you'll be able to put all your mini painting or crafting stuff in there. Ellie, if you want to join Discord, I don't know if you have a Discord, but you should. Maybe you should. You can show freaking monster being poured in eyeballs because that's hilarious. So, but or if you want to show off your cosplay, whatever, it's just a crafters hangout. So for hobbyists, and that's why I just called it like hobby showcasing rather than just being only mini painting. It can be whatever. Like if you're a woodworker, like I've done woodworking crafting before too. Like that's a hobby. So if you're a painter, like actually on canvas, like a traditional painter, then there you go. Like you could showcase that or your drawings. Like heck yeah, do some sketches. I know Ellie does sketches. Like Maddie actually does sketches. She's a really good drawer too. So and she does her craft is also crocheting. So she crochets and she's made blankets. She's made stuffed animals. Like it's amazing. Oh, and she cross stitches
And needlepoint.
and needlepoint. So, and I could show you.
I'm just kidding.
I could show you what she's made for me. It's really cool. She's made a couple things for me actually, but LED says, "Do I lay down and shove it down my throat?" Sirloin Steak says, "Yup." Brandy K. Oh, Brandy, I haven't heard from you in a while. Oh my gosh. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, you can notice I probably changed the name of the channel. So ChaoticCrafterZero is the new name of the channel. Just to have an identity, right? Like some sort of an aesthetic behind what I'm trying to do as a hobbyist. So that's why I called it Chaotic Crafter, because I'm a little chaotic. I jump from project to project. I got ADHD. Who doesn't? But I try to make sense of it. So that, and I'm also a chaos player. So like I play the Chaos Space Marines. Those are the bad guys. So I might as well go with that too. It was between that or heretic hobbyist or heretical hobbyist. But I think the Chaos Crafter sounds fucking cool. So ChaoticCrafterZero is the channel. Warhammer commentator says hi, Brandy. And then Brandy says he loves it and he's great at it. Drippy Chicken Boy. Oh my gosh. Yep. And he's my moderator, by the way. So if you didn't know, look out. Drippy Chicken Boy is the moderator, so he has power. I bestowed it upon him one of my live chats.
Look
So
how nice these pictures are.
who's that?
I don't know. Well, I know her. You don't know her, but look at how nice those pictures are.
Yeah, they did that in a studio.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I know it's beautiful. You got to pay for that too.
Yeah, I want it.
What with you, me, and the bunnies, or what?
Yeah.
Okay, I should do it with me and my Warhammer. I should do professional pictures with my Warhammer.
Like at JCPenney?
Like at JCPenney's, yeah. They're like, hey, I'd like to schedule an appointment to get a picture with me and my best friends. Can we come in? And they're like, oh yeah, how many friends you got? I'm like, holy shit, there's like 20 of us, man. They're like, 20? I'm like, yeah, we could all fit in one photo though. It's easy. He's like, I don't know if we have a camera big enough. I'm like, trust me, we'll all fit. They're really small. And they're like, okay. And then I just show up with my Warhammer, looking at it lovingly. Stupid. So anyway, I'm almost to 200 subs. Help me get to 200 subs, please. Please, please, please. Yep, trying to get to 500. That's where I want to get to. So, interacting on live. I got my Discord server up. So, oh, Magnus is in here. Hell yeah. So live. There might be a little bit of a delay between the video and me typing, but yeah.
Yeah, you have 195 subscribers.
Yeah, I was at 196 and then one dropped off. Yeah. I
Well,
wonder
you
who it
just
was.
no more than one dropped off because Lindsay and Bobby subscribed to you tonight.
Oh, they did tonight? Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Awesome. That's very, very generous. Some real life friends showing some support too. So that's really cool. It helps me. So,
You might get another one, Ian.
really?
Mhm.
Oh my.
I told him all your thing.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Wow. I mean, even if they do sub to it, like, you know. Oh, here we go. Some more people coming in. We got 7 people in here at 8. So hey, thanks for joining, everybody. Oh my gosh, welcome to the channel. So Chaotic Crafter, it's the name of the channel right now. I had it earlier was like my name and just like a nickname, but I thought I would change it to make it more appropriate to the channel. So if you're in here, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, so that's the goal. Um, let's see here. Continue reading this. So put pepper flakes on it and mince if you can. All that might be a bit hard to find. Tenjiro Commando said, I'm going to be doxxed by a hacker. Just pray for me not to get my account banned. What? What are you talking about, dude? A hacker? Well, what? That's a whole story. Well, I hope. Are you talking about in your YouTube, man? I hope not. You change that password, bro. You better update that stuff. And then LED said, okay, I got this. What about Pop Rocks? Yep, there you go. And then is Tenjiro a bot account? No, no, I don't know. Is he a bot account? Dun dun dun. Is he abominable intelligence? Um, LED said, okay, I like beer. So beer, yep. Whiskey, yep, she likes whiskey. And everybody said yes. Okay, I'm just gonna get wasted. Magnus said, good luck, soldier. The true taste of hellfire. Commentator says, hey, if you guys don't know, Warhammer Commentator's also a YouTuber. Please subscribe to his channel too. Show him some support. He's on the same journey as me. So he does good stuff just like me. He's a hobbyist as well. LED says, I'll be back. I need to shove this down my throat hole. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then Warhammer Commentator said, perfect time while we wait for Ellie to consume the elixir of death. Yeah, because she just put everything on it. And then she's back. And he said, how did the elixir of doom taste? She said, it was good. Magnus said, I'm back, bro. I'm in the Discord now. Pari Rupsi said, can you speak Hindi, my friend? I cannot. I'm sorry. Namaste. I know that. So there you go. No Hindi from me. Oh my gosh. And then she said, I didn't like shoving it down my throat though. Oh my gosh. Yeah, gee, I wonder why. And then Sterling Steak says, I swear I joined back at the worst times. Dude, bro, where you been? Stop. You're dipping in and out, man. You're missing this. I can't even keep up with the chat. Oh my gosh. And then LED said, I'm going to chug this. I'm going to guess beer, probably. Beer with Monster. That's the grossest fucking concoction ever. Walking around the block with a Glock, your ass about to be shot. Oh my god. Yeah, she is a glutton for suffering. She can literally get tattooed on her eyeballs and she doesn't even feel it. Holy metabolism. Slanesh pales away from you. The fear that God lives in. Yeah, no kidding. And then LED says, are kids on this? So I will say, LED, there's not supposed to be kids in this, but can I stop every kid from joining? No. Um, I do have it age restricted, so it does say like no kids, not made for kids, because we swear and shit. But like, there's gonna be kids on it. Yeah, like Sirloin Steak 12 said, yeah. I mean, he's technically a kid, but you know, he's he's younger, but he's cool. You know, he's just don't tell your mom what we're saying. We're gonna get in trouble. So, oh Magnus, oh shit, dude. So let me go to Combat Patrol here. Take a look. So this is in his. He's working on the Combat Patrol that I wanted, but this one's really cool. So of course it's Death Korps of Krieg. So this is a box. This is a Combat Patrol box, as you can see. A little bit of glare on it, but like these are the guys that I have. So these are very similar, like pretty much what I'm gonna paint. It's just I'm not gonna use the blue or the gray. I want to go for a desert look. So my guys are gonna be look more desert looking, more like Dune style. You know what I mean? So they're gonna be looking a little bit more ragged, a little bit more dry. So that's the idea I want to do. That's what I want to try to do with my Kriegs. So that's the plan. But he said more plastic crack to fuel the addiction. Yes, yeah, it's plastic crack is the joke. So this hobby is also kind of addictive. Not gonna lie. So it's just fun. It really is. It's a good hobby. Um, this is not a guys only hobby, by the way. There are women that do play, or women that do hobby, and women that do cosplay. 40K people. So 40K characters, 40K armies, all that. So it's just my hobby light. Obviously, I don't need it on, but I need it whenever I'm working on something, which I will be turning to actually working on building my little guys because I want to prime them because I want to paint them. So that's going to be a whole video, of course, but I already have 3 of my Krieg done. Um, now all I got to do is build my next one, right? So where am I at? Where am I at? So I know I just did the guy with the flamethrower. So that's done. Okay, so I'm on 5A. So all I gotta do is. Sorry for the creaky chair. I gotta get a new one. James Tactics. Hey, what's up, bro? Welcome back, brother. Welcome back. Welcome back. Always good to see ya. Oh my gosh, I missed even more. And then Pari Rupsi said is okay, friend. Yeah, dude. No, you can show. Yeah, if you want to join the Discord server, you absolutely can. If you want to join the community, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. That helps me. But you can post any hobby that you work on, whatever crafting you do, whatever arts you're into. That can go up on here. So under hobby showcasing, and then I'll show them off on the live, or I'll even if I could do voiceovers or videos, or like maybe I'll make a video of itself. But I think going live while using um the Discord is kind of cool because then I can like see in real time if you're like I'm working on this. I can actually see the picture of it because in YouTube it doesn't work that way. I wish it did, but you can't do that. So, but this is a good way for me to like interact. So, and then let's see. Warhammer commentator said probably you. She said I'm 27. Yeah, she is 27 because she said that multiple times. So I mean, not like she has an ID to prove it, but hopefully she's 27. I don't think she would. She lie? Ellie, are you a bot? We never thought of this. Is Ellie a bot? Is Ellie real? Dun dun dun. Ellie, how can you prove that you're real? How do we know you're not a bot? All right. And then Warhammer commentator said, after that conception of bloody murder you consumed. Yeah, no kidding. Concoction, yes. Party Rupsi said, where are you from? Magnus is from Canada. Yep. Warhammer commentators from New England. I did not know that, dude. Okay. Yep. LEDs in New York. And she said it smells like weed over here. Yep. She's in the city. So what's weed? What is that? I've never heard of that. What is that substance? I'm in Rochester, Minnesota. So originally from Illinois, like Chicago burbs, and then I've moved a couple states, so I have a weird accent, I'm sure, to some of you. You're like, why is his accent
Now
so
you have
different?
196 subscribers.
196. All right, we're almost to 200. Oh, we need just a couple more subscribers and I hit 200. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500. That's the goal. So I'm not even asking for thousands of subscribers, right? Just 500, keeping it realistic. So any way you guys could support me in this channel, it really helps. So I'm really close to 200 subs, and that's exciting. So, and
Well, your wife got you 3 of them.
yes, she did. Thank you, wife. Yay. She's the best.
Yeah,
Soling Steak says I snuck through. And yep, Warhammer commentator said, hi, James. Yep, you remember James. Absolutely. Drippy Chicken Boy said, I'm back. Hello, Drippy Chicken. Yep, Drippy Chicken. And if y'all want to freaking sub to him, Drippy Chicken, he's also trying to grow his channel too, so help him out. Please, please, and thank you. So let's help each other. Yep, James, my boy. Chicken Boy. LED. Chicken Boy. Turby Chicken says hi, Warhammer commentator. Yep. Sweet Steak Boy. Yeah, we got a bunch of different people. And she said Steak Boy, and he said, yes, Ellie. And then James Tactics says Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Ellie, go chug monster is what Drippy Chicken says. LED says, hi, friend.
Oh my god, you did make me hot chocolate.
I did. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I made my wife hot chocolate and I forgot to get it for her. I did make it though. You might have to microwave it. It might be like lukewarm chocolate now. Oops. You might. I'm sure it's good. Just stir it up a little bit, you know? Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Drippy Chicken Boy says, nah, Ellie is a G. She is indeed a gangster. I mean, she's from New York, man. Come on now. She freaking pours Monster in eyeballs for fun. She's freaking crazy. She's like a mobster. She's a mobster. That's why she drinks Monster, because she's a mobster. That worked, right?
No.
Hey! And then Sterling Steak says, I can't chug anything but water. And she says, why? And he says, commentator says, because water's the only liquid that actually has a pleasant flavor. Ooh, that is not true. That is not. I'll chug a beer, but I mean, I would never chug a Coke Zero. I have drank the shit out of a Monster, like really fast, but just because I need the energy. I'm just like, fuck, I got like 1 minute of a break. All right, back to work. Back when I was working night shift. So, like, Maddie worked night shift too at the hospital. So, I worked at the data center. So, I had to be freaking up for damn near. It's like a 9 hour, almost a 10 hour shift sometimes, if not longer. So, but I'd be up late. So, I was a night owl. And that's why I kind of am a little bit of a natural night owl. So, that's why I'm usually on at night. So, I go live at night. And more people are home. So, higher chance of hanging out together. So, and then Magnus says, I'm drinking water right now. Yeah, I drink water quite a bit throughout the day. I'm just usually around this time I have like a little Coke or like my A&W or whatever I got to drink. So Coke Zero for right now. I had coffee earlier. No way I'd survive chugging Dr. Pepper. Oh, dude, that would get up your nose. Oh, raise your hand if you've ever had freaking pop that goes into your nose. It's like the worst thing ever. Oh my god. The fizziness and you like it like shoots out your nose. That's definitely happened to me a lot. So, or if like you're hanging out with your friends and you take a sip of your drink and someone makes a hilarious ass joke, it just gets all in your nose. It's like the worst thing ever. LED said, I'll subscribe to you, my friend. Yay. Steak Boy. And then Drippy Chicken said, I subbed to Ellie. Yay. And then I just finished my Krieg Commissar Cadet. Oh, did you? Nice, Magnus. Dude, you're speed painting, my bro. Kicking it. And if you didn't see also Magnus, if you want to check out Warhammer Commentator, some of his work is also in there too. I'm sure you saw it. But yeah, he's got good stuff in there. All right. So back to crafting. Let me just kind of angle this, what the show is kind of known for, right? But that and just hanging out. So, all right. So I'm building this guy right here, 5 Bravo or 5 Alpha. So I have two choices. One is a guy running with a las gun. The other one's the one with a medic bag. So do I want to have a medic with him? I don't know if it matters or not. He's got a medic bag holding a rifle, or I just got the plain old guardsman holding a rifle, which, I think I'll do the one with him holding a rifle, just because I need guys with guns, right? So, but the medic bag also makes sense too. So, all right, whenever you're looking at your sprue, I need 10, 11, 12. So all I gotta do is find where 10, 11, 12 is on. So not this sprue, put this one to the side. And then I can't go to Ellie's channel for some reason. Oh, well, that's her @ Ellie, do you have a different like user? Not like an @ but like, do you have a different, I guess, channel name? 10, 11, 12. Here's 10. Clipping it out, nice and easy. And always like double check before you just start clipping stuff, because that's how you accidentally clip the wrong thing. Like, I've definitely done that before. So here's 10. Sometimes you gotta flip the sprue over just to clip it at the right angle. And you want to get it as close as you can to the plastic of the figure. So there you go. And then these right here, these are called mold lines, right? So these mold lines that run along this model, so as you can see, that right there is called a mold line, to really elevate your hobbying, and that way you have a better canvas to work on, medium, if you will, for your subject. I take a hobby tool, much like this, and what I'll do is I'll very carefully just kind of start working those mold lines off. That way there's no mold lines and I don't see that sprue residue, because if you paint over it, you're going to see it. You know what I mean? So if you really want to, like, it does take extra time, don't get me wrong, but it is worth it. So like, maybe you can see on here, there's like these lines that run all the way along this. So I don't like that, because in real life, that wouldn't be there. But on a Space Marine, it's a little different because they have like armor paneling and everything like that. But I just take a little hobby tool to it and just carefully wear it down, and just, I'll just kind of blow on it. I will wash it after, but as you can see, that's a little bit better now, a little bit more cleaned up. Try to get rid of those mold lines, but you don't want to do too much, or else you'll hack into the actual mini, and then you're like, oh crap, you can't really reverse that. I mean, there are ways, but if you do make a mistake, you could fill it up with like this filler type material. You can use sprue glue. A lot of people use putty, or like the green stuff is made by Citadel. So that's something else you can use if you want to use it, or like for basing, you can put it in there too. Yeah, Magnus said, "Holy hell, these salamanders are sweet." I know, right, dude? Oh my gosh, the freaking dreadnought is fucking peak too. So great job on that dreadnought, man. Of course, yep. Hell yeah, and I'll be uploading a lot of my pictures in there too. So I just started the Discord, so it's kind of in its infancy. But anything you guys want to showcase on there, hobby wise, it's open. So if y'all want to put whatever in there, like paintings, if you want to put minis you're working on, or like cosplay stuff, like that's where that can be shared. So because we can't share it here on YouTube, but if you have like someone else has a channel, you can go to their channel and see what they're doing. So that's how I was able to see Warhammer commentators work, right? So he has a great channel. Definitely check it out. I would definitely recommend subscribing to him, because he does stuff like I do, right? So he's got a lot of shorts, and he's just kind of showing off what he's done, and it looks really good. Um, Not to mention doing some voiceover commentary of like actually like his thought process of like building the model or what he added to the model or selecting certain things. So that's a great thing to see. So his channel's building just like mine is, right? And someone else that's on here, if you're looking to build your channel, let me know, let us know. We can all subscribe to each other and help each other out. So really cool. And then if I would love to do a collab, so maybe down the road, Warhammer commentator, if you ever want to do a collab on a video, man, you and me, and then you just post that, like, bro, I have no problem doing that, man. If you ever want to do like an interview or you just want to shoot the shit, and you could put it on your channel, you know what I mean? Like we can help each other out. So just something to think about. So yeah, dude. Yeah, I think it'd be cool, right? I think it's cool. And I've seen a lot of successful channels that like meet with other creators and that just boosts everything, you know what I mean? So it just adds for really good content. But yeah, man. I know the holidays are coming up, so we're gonna be kind of busy and everything. But if you ever want to, um, we could do that, bro. Maybe after the holidays when everything's kind of settled, or you've had time to work on your other salamanders, for example. Um, we could maybe do that. Or if you just want to freaking shoot the shit with like lore, oh my god, I would love to do that. So awesome. Yeah, Drippy Chicken Boy said it's awesome content. It is, right? Yeah. He's got it going on. He's got the recipe. He's got his own secret recipe. So I'm a fan of it. That's what I'm trying to get to, you know what I mean? So he's got good art too. Good crafting, good style, and a great channel name. You're gonna go far with that, dude. That's a great channel name. That's cool. All right, working on getting these mold lines off with the little X-Acto. I've definitely cut myself multiple times doing this, so um, accidents happen. Oh well, a little bit of blood for the blood god. It'll be okay. So, all right. And then I do have a different tool. So this one is technically meant for like wood crafting, and you can buy different heads. So this one is longer, as you can see, compared to this one, which is a little bit shorter. So if you want something that's a little bit more curved, there you go. This one just has less of a curve, but if you working on something, and like for me, I kind of hold it up here, and I almost like pinch it, kind of like this. So I'm just kind of pinching it, and then just kind of carefully going along the great coat of this Kriegman, and then that way it doesn't look as flat, like I'm scraping it with a flat edge tool. It looks a lot more contoured. So that's why I would use something like this. And then back to the chat. Let's see here. And then Warhammer Commentator said, honestly, any kind of collab would be absolutely awesome. Well, awesome. Dude, that'd be great, man. That would be really cool. That would be something. I would appreciate that, man. Yeah, I think you and me, we very similar, very similar. So I think we could help each other out, man. That'd be sick. And then Magnus said, "All right, brothers, I gotta go. I may talk later in Discord and catch you up in the next stream." Okay. Hey, thanks for sticking around, Magnus. Oh man, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Sterling Steak says, "Why do you keep saying Steak Boy?" LED says, "My dad's in my house." Oh no. LED and her dad do not get along. So at least she says he hates you, and that's not cool. So that's messed up. Um, and Sirloin Steak, she's calling you Steak Boy because she doesn't know your real name, dude. And Steak Boy is just kind of funny. So like you can call her like, I mean, her name's LED. I don't know if that's her real name or not. I don't know. Her name could be freaking Sharona for all I know. So. Oh, LED says my dad's at my house, and then Warhammer Commentator said see you later. Yep, bye Magnus. And then I go eat lighters, is what Drippy Chicken Boy says. He's like being like Ellie. I'm gonna go drink bleach. Do not do that. Sweet. And then Drippy Chicken Boy says Warhammer. You trying to talk to Warhammer commentator? Drippy Chicken Boy? You trying to ask him a question? I don't think bleach would even affect her. Yeah, literally, he gave me an idea. She's like immune to it. Bleach my eye. No. Nutritious water. Oh my god. Oh, it's funny. LED's like, I'm gonna put candle wax in my eyeball. Fuck, dude. And then drink bleach. Jesus Christ, dude. LED is gonna freaking die. It's gonna be because of us. God, I hope that doesn't happen. Please do not let that happen. But in jest, oh, pun intended, in fun of it, in jest, like jesting, right? So court jester. In jest, it's really freaking funny. But how much of this is Ellie actually doing? I have no idea. I don't even really know Ellie all that well. I feel like I know her, but I don't know her all that well. It's good for cleaning the eye. Yeah, right. Candle wax. Oh my god. Whatever you do, don't put wasabi in your eye. Like in Jackass, they did that in Jackass. You better believe we tried that because we're stupid, right? It says, do not try these stunts at home. We're like, you guys want to try a little bit? We'll just put like a little bit in our tear duct. We're like, oh my god. Oh, bad idea. Oh, Magnus is posting in Unfinished Night Leg, so he's working on a night too. That's right, Armigers. That's right, that's right. So he's working on Armigers, which is the opposite of my War Dogs. So my War Dogs are the bad guys, right? The bad version. He's doing good knights, like the regular knight houses, Imperial or like Mars attached. So like Mars is its own thing. The Mechanicus is it's a whole dude. That's a whole nother freaking wormhole to talk about the Mechanicus of the far-flung future, and they're literally as grimdark as you could possibly get. So, I love the Mechanicus, and also you can play them on the tabletop. So if you want your own faction, the Mechanicus are an option, and they're really good. They have a great range. I love their minis. They're really hard to make though. Like you have to be expert. You have to be an expert to craft those. I believe so. Looking at the detail required and like the amount of cables and like it's really intricate, but man, if you can do it, you are a stud. You are a hobby stud if you can have a Mechanicus army that you created and painted. So all right, continuing on. So I got the body done. So I got all the mold lines off. Okay, so it looks a lot better. Just something I like to do. Not everybody has to do it, but it's just something I do with everything for this, unless if the mold line doesn't really matter. Like again, on a Space Marine, it might not matter. But for some of this, it does. Anyway, so I got 10. Let me clip out 12. I'm just going to kind of work here in commentator said nice in Discord. Hell yeah, dude. I love freaking Warhammer. I really, really do. All right, so I'm going to put that leg down over there. And then we got 11. Let me go ahead and clip out 11. 11, 11, 11. There it is. Well, let me clip out 6, 7. 6, 7. Part number 6, 7. Part number 6, 7. Oh God, I love it. We have one viewer of the show. She's from England, in London, and I asked her. I was like, "Hey, like 6, 7's a thing over here. Is 6, 7 a thing over there?" Trophy Chicken goes 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. LED said, "No, shut the fuck up." Yep, 6, 7. Oh my God, I think it's funny. I'm sure most of you who are younger are like, "Oh my God, I'm so tired of the 6, 7 joke." I think it's funny. So whatever. Maybe because I'm new to it. I don't want to say I'm new to it, but I'm like newer to it, so I can appreciate it. All right, so I'm just gonna start clipping away the. I got all these little components out. So like, here's a leg, right? But I can see that there are mold lines on it. That line going straight down the knee, not supposed to be there. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my hobby tool to go ahead and carefully carve that off. Sirloin steak voices 6, 7. Oh God, Turkey Chicken voice says just stupid shit. I know. Hey, we like stupid shit here, right? Speaking of, anybody have any jokes? Anybody heard any good ones lately? LED says 6, 7 gives me depression. Oh Jesus.
It's so dramatic.
It's very dramatic. Who's got some jokes? Anybody got any jokes in here? Let's see. We got any new ones? We tell dirty jokes, whatever type of jokes you guys want to tell. I love jokes, so. Ooh, LED says I have a joke. Ooh. All right, all right. This is new. Kick it. What you got? What's your joke? A Dribber Jigging Boy says, "Go, go, go. Cook. Let her cook. Let's see what we got." I got one for you. Here's an easy one. Why was the wheel sleepy? Why was the wheel sleepy? Because he was tired. Oh, God. All right. Oh, she's typing up a fierce one. She's got to be. You can't make it too long. You can make it whatever you want. I'll read it off. You already know that. So, but it's gotta have a freaking. LED said, "When I die, I want to be cremated." Fuck, I don't know. I don't know either. Thank you, Ellie, for sharing. Ellie, you're so random. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is. Ellie is the randomness. Let me see. Let me look up some stupid jokes. Let me see here. I know a couple, but ooh, dad jokes. I love dad jokes. Anyone else here like freaking dad jokes? Let's go. Let's go. Country Living Magazine. Let's go, dude. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna tell these jokes to Maddie. Let's see if she gets them. Holy frickin' pop-ups and ads from hell. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Hey, Maddie. What happened when 2 slices of bread went on a date?
They got toasted.
Ooh, that's a good one. It was loaf at first sight.
That's so dumb.
That's very dumb. Hey, babe. Why do crabs never volunteer for anything?
Because they have claws.
Because they're shellfish. Ellie says they got pregnant. Oh my god.
What's that noise?
It's Discord going. Discord's going. So,
Oh.
yeah. Oh, let's go. Gaming with Ja. Hey, Jahil. Dude. Yo. Jaleel, you're in here, you're my man. So. Sirloin Steak says, I'm not leaving. Ellie says, good. And then Sirloin Steak says, Imagine Dragons is a solid band. That's a joke. That's a joke. It's an inside joke. You gotta get it. They're a rock band, but yeah. I mean, they're good. They're almost too good, you know? There's a lot of, oh man, there's gonna be, I mean, some of their songs are pretty good, but I watched a whole documentary about Imagine Dragons. It was like a mockumentary almost, but it was like talking about how Imagine Dragons is like, they're basically a corporation and all they do is like make music for advertising companies. So like if you ever watch a car commercial, like the amount of like Imagine Dragons songs or like in stadiums or like other concerts, like you're gonna hear their song play a lot because they're really smart. They're from America, by the way, if you didn't know. Imagine Dragons is an American band. They're really, I mean, they make millions and millions of dollars, but a lot of it is smart because whoever their manager is, freaking made a lot of deals with advertising companies or like with Apple, right? So Apple, the phone maker, they literally use their songs for advertising. So what, for work or school or what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So gaming with Ja. Yep, there he is. More jokes, more jokes. Some of these are so bad, they're not even funny. Oh my god. Hey, Maddie.
No.
Why do melons have weddings?
To get eloped.
Yeah, they can't elope. Ooh. What do you call a bra that won't come off? A booby trap. Good one, Ellie. Thank you. Oh my god. Drippy Chicken Boy says, I don't have a Discord. I'll probably download it either tonight or tomorrow and then I'll join up. Okay, that's cool, man. Yep. Yeah, we'd love to see you on there. So, because I know Drippy Chicken Boy, you do some hobby stuff too. So if you want to share it, have you ever used Discord, by the way? Are you familiar with how it works? I, yeah, that's a good joke, right? Yeah. LED. It's a booby trap. I love it. Yeah. Sterling Steak says, I don't get the joke. LED says, Steak Boy. says he doesn't get the joke. Oh my god, dude. Fucking dead, yo. LET says we're friends, right? We friends. We cool. So steak boy. Sirloin steak's like, are we friends? Are we cool? Can we hang out on the playground? Is that you're not gonna cramp my style, are you? Sirloin steak says, yeah, we're friends. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. Like mutual acquaintances. Ellie, she's gonna follow it up with something. She's gonna be like, all right, if I need to explain to you this joke, she says, do you hate me? Oh my god. Ellie's probing. Ellie is probing. She is trying to figure out if this relationship is viable. She's like, you gotta understand when I'm telling these jokes, and if you don't understand it, I don't even know. She says, do you hate me? Oh my god, dude. Screaming it. Do you hate me? That's how I'm imagining her while like pouring the monster in her eyes. Like, do you hate me? This shit's killing me, dude. Fucking answer me. Oh, he even needs jokes when you got commentary like this. You know, this is fucking golden. I love this shit. Fucking answer me. Sterling Steak, did you leave the chat again? Did you leave it? He like pops in and then pops out, I swear. His attention is always elsewhere. LED's like ride or die, man. And Drippy Chicken Boy, freaking OG. Ellie and freaking Drippy Chicken Boy OG on this channel. Fucking drippity riz and shit, man. Skippity doodah. You know what I mean? And then Sterling Steak says yes, and she says you're back. Like a question, like did you leave? Like what? Sterling Steak, you're not cheating on this channel, are you? With other channels? Do we have to talk about this? Is this the time? Is this how we're gonna confront you about this? We're worried about where you're going because you don't seem to be here. If you have other channels, it's okay, man. It just hurts us deeply. It just really fucks with our headspace. But you know what? It's okay. We get it. We get it. It's alright. You got more important stuff to do, I guess. Drippy Chicken, I'm also kind of sad that no one's popped into here yet. It's really Steak says I'm not cheating. Okay, alright. Sorry I accused you of that. I'm just checking. Bro. I'm just checking. Alright. Just make sure. Making sure we're good. We're cool. Alright. Keep popping in and out of the comments. I'm like, man, maybe he's on another channel. Maybe he's swiping over. He said almost, but no. How would you all feel if I was mid-channel and I was like, hey, I'll be right back, and I went on to another channel? Wouldn't you feel minimized? I'd be like, what's on the other channel? What's happening over there? I'd be a little confused. But like if you have the same channel running with like different cameras, because people do that, like Twitch streaming over here, we got fucking Discord over here, we got fucking YouTube over here, we got Instagram over here, like that's totally different, right? But and then Forever Lurk 2, dude! Oh my gosh! We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Yes, he's here. Chat filter, I did turn it off. Show every message, including potential spam. I turned it off. So, yeah, you should be good, man. Forever Lurk 2, I got a Discord up, bro. If you want to join the Discord, you certainly can. You are welcome to, sir. We would love to have you here. Gaming with Jaw said, how do I make a community? What do you mean by that? Discord. Because we have a community hangout, Jelliel, because I see your messaging. Wait, what? I tried to type a joke. I think YouTube ate it again. No, fuck. I have the chat. It should let me click it again. So I'll go show. I'll do this again. So I'm gonna go chat filter. What if I do show every message, including potential spam? Okay. So try that and see if it works. Forever Lurk, because yes, my mistress. She goes, the fuck? He's calling me. Oh my god. This is fucking gold. This is fucking gold. Yes, my mistress. What are you trying to do, hon?
I'm trying to access the website and it just keeps lagging and it won't refresh, so I'll just have to do it tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Always something with computers, right?
Can you drive me?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, how cold is it supposed to be tomorrow?
Because I'm only 3 hours.
Oh, you're doing that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take you. Yeah.
I want to be there like 9.
Okay. That's cool. No problem. Sirloin steak. What is your request, milady? She says, what the fuck? Alright, so, mistress. Sirloin steak does not know. That's so fucking funny. Lady's like, the fuck did you just call me? Hey, look at that LED. You have your first slave. Congrats. Congrats, Mistress LED. Oh, Forever Lurk 2 says, Imagine Dragon D's nuts on your face. This is why I do this. Oh my god. She said to summon, so I got into the act. Fucking dead. Where's this little... Oh god, no, go up. Stool up. Alright, there we go, it's better. You did the right thing, Sirloin Steak. See, what you don't understand, Ellie, is it's Sir Loin Steak. You understand? So he's already been knighted, you see? So he's Sir. So he's like chivalrous and shit, you know? LED says not like that. Friggin' dead, man. Alright, so I got all these bits. Gosh, got hair on me. Hello. Is that dog hair? I got these bits all shaved down. The mold lines are gone, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these together. And I'm just going to use Tamiya, so extra thin cement. Good stuff. So if you're new into Warhammer, do not use super glue. Don't use super glue. I did that and fail. If you want to use something else, Citadel plastic glue. Very good. So not perfect, but very good. Sirloin Steak says I'm lost. He doesn't get it. All right, how do we tell him? You hurt the last brain cells I have. I don't think you can even explain it to sirloin steak because, you know, uh, he's a younger chap. So, um, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. But LED is right. Uh, just careful with what words you use. I know he doesn't get it, but it's kind of a it's a little bit of a sexual innuendo. Okay, it's a sexual innuendo. So, God, I feel like I'm poisoning your fucking mind, dude. Someone's got to teach you this shit. All right, time to be a fucking man. Sit up straight. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees, son. All right. So, in the world, the crazy fucking weird world that is human sex, okay? Not just doing the act, all right? Not just doing it, but understand that there is something called a mistress or a master, okay? And they're called a dom or a dominatrix. At least please don't tell him. All right. There's this weird. I'm not saying this is not everybody does this. This is a small group of people that do this. Okay. And there's like whips and chains and like it's all about humiliation. All right. Yeah. Drippy Chicken's like, what the fuck? Yeah. So when there's like spanking involved or they're like, oh, hit me harder. Okay. So it's like, yes, mistress, no mistress. Yes, master, no master. Okay? There you go. Okay? You want to know the truth? There's the fucking truth, alright? Yep. Now you have one single chest hair that just grew. Congrats. Okay? So, LED's like, shut up! She's not having it. Yes, you're right. Alright. It is not right, okay? But sirloin steak, no one's gonna teach you that, okay, dude? So, that doesn't exist in sex ed class. All right, they're not gonna be like, all right, kids, next we're gonna learn about how to do bondage. Okay, they're not. They're not gonna teach you fucking. So you're just gonna figure it out. Yeah, Ellie's like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's pretty gross. So, yeah, being an adult is weird, dude. Yes. Yes. There you go. There you go. That is literally it, dude. Yup. All right, we're moving on. We're moving on. All right. Now you get it, okay? We're done. No more. That is in the rearview mirror. Okay. And then Jahil said, okay, gotcha. Never mind, I have my Discord servers. Join if you like. It's Gaming with Jay Leal. Okay, so he has his own Discord server. So if y'all want to join his Discord group, then you can. So there you go. Gaming with Jaleel is in the hobby showcasing. So there you go. Yep. Sweet. So yeah, I'll check it out, bro. I'll pop in every once in a while. No problem. Sirloin Steak 12 says, fun fact. Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry I had to do that to you. All right. So, but I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And don't tell your mom we had this talk. But if you ever want to fucking blow your freaking. All right, we're done. It's in the rearview mirror. All right. Now, let's go to some more jokes. What else we got? Yeah, so Yes, Dad. Or not so fun fact. You know, it could be either way, honestly. You know, I'm not it's it's the world of being an adult where you can do whatever you want. Um and you can be however you want to be. So it might be fun for some people. For other people, they might not be into it. Okay? So we're moving on. Oh my god. Here's a silly one. My boss said dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. So I went in as Batman. Oh my god. Hey, why can't dinosaurs clap their hands?
Because they're dead.
Yep, because they're extinct. What a stupid joke. LED said, should I be crying right now? I don't know. Hey, Maddie, do you know who won the neck decorating contest? I do. It was a tie.
Oh my god.
Sirloin Steak 12 says, I saw the prettiest girl the other day. Oh my god. You know what? There's nothing wrong with looking, dude. So, you are coming of age as a young man, putting on my dad hat again. I would go, that's right, son. There are a lot of pretty girls in the world. That's all I'm gonna say. And then, oh, well, your mom's the prettiest one, so don't you forget that. That's the dad cat. LED says, really? Okay, I can't say that. Oh, man. Ellie, I feel like you'd get along with my sister, Taylor. You and her would be good friends. For sure. Her humor is very similar. She is very funny. So I love my sister. All right, so I'm just using Tommy-O. What I do is I just kind of drip it all along where I glued this. So even though I know this is secured onto the front with this leg, what I do is I go inside and around the great coat and I seal it. So that way there's no cracks, there's no mold lines. So that's another way to get rid of mold lines is by using this cement. It actually acts like an acid and it basically melts the plastic together and it makes it look really smooth. So if you're ever doing anything with like hobby building and you're like, man, how do I get my mold lines to look smooth or how do I make the glue points look good? Just use liquid cement and you just drop it in there and it just kind of melts it and it looks really good and it makes a really strong bind as well. And then if there's a lot of gaps, I use Citadel glue and I drop a couple drops in there and then it like even solidifies it even more. LED says, nope, no. She's not going to say what she's thinking. She said something and then she retracted it. Sterling Steak 12 said, I would say I'm a bit odd from other children my age. Okay. So, look, dude, I was a young boy too. All right. And yes, I did think girls were pretty. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine, bro. Now, what would be odd is if you're like, oh, look at that tree over there. That's a sexy looking tree. I'd be like, that's odd. Okay? That's fucking weird. Okay? Or if you look at a fucking Gatorade bottle and you're like, damn, that's a sexy fucking Gatorade bottle. That's not normal, okay? So being attracted to uh good looking people is not a bad thing, all right? Odd in general. I mean, odd in general is again if you like look at a light post and you're like, wow, that's a nice fucking light post right there, all right? So that's not normal, okay? Um, liking inanimate objects is not normal, okay? So, and there's a whole fucking, I'm not even gonna go down that fucking rabbit hole, but, like, there is, I guess, there is normal, and then there's freaking not normal, okay? So you might think you're odd, and you know what? I'm fucking weird too, dude. I'm not saying in that way, but I'm just saying like I don't fit in everywhere either. You know what I mean? So what 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 some people find odd, other people look at it and say, I don't see the problem. What's wrong with that? Right? LEDs say it. Oh my god. LED said it and then deleted it. So yeah, we're just gonna stop there. We're just gonna stop there. I saw it, Ellie. I saw it. I don't even want to think about it. No, I don't think I don't think so. No. All right, so let me go ahead and glue this next leg on. And this guy's running, so it looks like he's running. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some more cement to make his leg look like he's running here. So lots of, oh shit, too much. Whoa, way too much there, killer. Way too much. That's a problem with these dripper bottles. Ellie, don't even say it again. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah. All right, so I'm attaching the runner's other leg, and it looks like it kind of snaps. Oh, I see how it goes. So I just snapped it into place right there, and then there it is. It just sits right there. So now he's upside down, as you can see, but it looks like he's running. So almost done there. Who's getting all the hearts? What's that about? What are the hearts for? I appreciate the hearts, but I'm guessing that was Ellie probably. Just like, oh, good, good, good. No one saw it. Okay, good. Yeah. Ellie, you being a girl, it's got to be totally different. Totally different. So, yeah. But we're not a guys only freaking community. So, guys and girls are welcome into this. So, and she said, no, someone else is doing the hearts. Sterling Steak says, love is a song by Imagine Dragons. Oh, no. What do hearts even do? Well, they just kind of show as like interaction. So for on my end as a YouTuber, whenever I'm getting these little stickers, it's counted as an interaction, so it actually helps me. So every time you guys are taping in the chat, or if you're liking something, you're sharing something, or like you're staying on it, it goes into something called metrics. So what's so funny? Funny is that LED's reaction to you of like "Love" is a song by Imagine Dragons, and she's going, "Oh no." It's for the fan club about me. Oh gosh. LED, do you have a secret admirer? Uh-oh. Anyway. Oh, did you know dogs can't operate MRIs? But cats can. Hey, Maddie, do you know what mermaids use to wash their fins?
Water.
Tide. Sterling Steak 12 says it's a really good song. Well, that's good. I don't hate Imagine Dragons, so, but I can understand why people hate them. I will say that. Again, I talked about the whole documentary about how they're kind of like a fake group. I mean, they're not fake, right? But like they're called industry plants is like the slang term for it. So, but again, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be the guy to like ruin music for young sirloin steak. You know what I mean? So, I don't want to ruin what music is to him because like I could be like if I was a kid, if I was a little kid, right? And I listened to Linkin Park and I got told, "Bro, Linkin Park sucks." Which I've never heard that in my life. But like if someone told me, "Bro, Linkin Park sucks. Why do you listen to them? They're such a fucking industry plant." Then you're like kind of disheartened because then you're like, "Oh, do they suck?" Like you got to come out with their own conclusion, you know what I mean? And they're not a bad band. They don't perform terribly. They make millions and millions of dollars. I mean, they're very popular. They're known almost all over the rock world. But like there are metal elitists, you know, which are like me and then I guess LED could consider herself a little bit of an elitist, right? But she listens to Ghost, for example. So like for me, I don't like Ghost. But I can respect that he's a good artist and that he's a good performer and that he's really popular and he makes a lot of fucking money too. Him and his band are very popular. Like I literally saw their album at a fucking Target. Like what? That's fucking crazy by the way. Next to like Taylor Swift and like fucking The Weeknd. Like that's crazy. If you're looking at albums, then you see the fucking Ghost album and it's him dressed as a satanic pope on the fucking front cover. Like that's pretty fucking crazy. Okay, you don't see that every day at a Target. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's like happy, cute songs. Oh, there's K-pop Demon Hunter album. There's Taylor Swift, and it's like Ghost. You know, and it's like a fucking a skeleton man in a pope fucking outfit, but like the crosses are upside down and he's like, Hail Satan. You know what I mean? So, but that's all for the show. And I can respect them for that, you know? So like when I was younger, I used to be into like shock bands too, like Marilyn Manson, right? So Marilyn Manson is very controversial, but like I used to listen to Marilyn Manson when I was a kid. Okay. I could still probably listen to it, but like freaking oh, Magnus said he's back. Oh, he just had to pop out, pop back in. So all good, man. Yeah. I saw Ghost. It was just the album. It was an album, Ellie. Not actually see them. And then Sterling Steak 12 says, people hate Taylor Swift's new album. I haven't listened to it and I'm probably not going to. Yeah, I mean, you know, like so Swifties are it's like a cult following, right? So like maybe her songs aren't every cup of tea, but like she's got some pretty good music. You know what I mean? Like generally speaking, she's got some good fucking songs. She's a billionaire, okay? Not just a multimillionaire. Taylor Swift, in my opinion, this is me talking. Taylor Swift is the most popular woman on the face of the fucking earth alive today. Bar none. Bar none. She is the most popular woman at like, how old is she, Maddie? What is she, 32? Yeah, 32 years old, multi billionaire. She is the most popular woman in the world. Yeah, like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, good for her. So, Sterling Steak 12 says there's no Taylor Swift song I personally like. Yeah, that's okay, man. I get it. It's not your thing, right? You're a guy, so like Taylor Swift is a lot of like love songs or breakup songs or coming of age songs, and a lot of them are tailored towards women, young women, right? So like I'll hear Taylor Swift and go, man, that's actually pretty fucking that's a badass song. Like that's got a good beat to it, but it doesn't speak to me personally. it doesn't speak to me personally. So like for me, you know, I don't love her music, but at the same time, if I hear it, I know that that's the song. Like that's how freaking popular she is. She's so popular. She's more popular than like more than Beyonce. And Beyonce is probably the only woman that could maybe rival her. Okay, but Taylor Swift is above Beyonce. Think about that. And Beyonce is way older, and she's been doing this way longer, and she's married to freaking Jay-Z, who's been in the business for a very long time in the hip hop business. You know what I mean? So, and then Forever Alert 2 says she's a robot. I mean, yeah, you could pretty much, yeah, you could call her a robot. Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, dude. And then Magnus has got some freaking Rob Zombie lyrics going in there. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Dragula. I fucking love Rob Zombie, dude. Me and Magnus have the exact same type of love for the same type of artists and like genres. Joint steak. Dude, Magnus, you missed a crazy ass fucking chat, but yeah. Um I don't even know where to begin, dude. It was fucking between sirloin steak and fucking LED. It was really fucking funny. LED says no, do not bring it up. Do not bring it up. Um I can't even tell you, dude. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, Lord, God. The things on the fucking internet, I swear. Anyway, we just told a couple jokes and shit, and then I'm still working on my Krieg, just assembling them, building them up. So I got my little legs on the dude, and just getting the mold lines off, and then just making sure everything's together here. So what else do I need? Let me clip out some more stuff. Sirloin Steak said we had the talk, Magnus. Yes. Yes, we had the talk. Yes. See, I'm glad Sirloin Steak. See, this is his maturity. All right, I gotta say, yeah. Oh no! There's not enough sprue to cover up my face from this conversation. Oh god. God. Oh, this is fucking crazy. Yeah, it was Sirloin Steak. Just we had to have the talk with him because he wasn't understanding a joke that he was saying, and it was kind of offensive, but also like not right to say. You know what I mean? It's like when a kid says something and everyone's like, "You don't say that," and the kid's like, "Why? Why don't I say that?" And you have to explain it to him, and it's something that's kind of like a touchy subject, if you know what I mean. So we had to have the talk, and I had to sit him down and be like, "All right, son, I'm gonna teach you one page from the birds and the bees, so that way you understand why you shouldn't say that." Okay, so there you go. There you fucking go. Yep. And Forever Lurk 2, who's been here the entire time, is like, if whips, leather, and safe words were a chat box. Yeah, literally. Oh god, I'm waiting for AI. I think AI probably has a thing about that. Yeah, literally. Oh my god, see, there he goes again. Oh my god. What the fuck? Sirloin steak. There he goes again. Ellie's like, what the fuck, son? What the fuck are you saying? What? Sirloin steak 12 is like, how old are you, dude? We like 13, 14 years old or some shit? Don't answer that question. But like the things this kid says, I'm like, how old is this kid again? The fuck? What? You should not be saying that. Oh my god. Yeah. So you see what we're stepping in here, Magnus? Yeah. The things Sirloin Steak is saying, I swear. This is fucking awkward. Anyway, yeah, you can go read the chat, dude. Good fucking lord. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even fucking know, bro. Alright, so continuing on, if I'm doing the las gun, I need 46 and 45, which I have 45 already clipped out. I already did it earlier by accident, so. And then let me get 46. Oh, here's 46 with the las rifle. So he'll be carrying this, and then I have his other arms. Let me go ahead and carefully snip this out. What I do when I am removing uh, components from a sprue, if it's really tight and I don't want it to break something, what I'll do to give it some relief is I'll actually snip off a part that's kind of rubbing on it. That way, if I go to clip it, it won't bend it. So if you are a person who assembles minis, you'll understand what I'm saying. Because sometimes, like, there's like these little bits, like these little tiny antenna or like a bayonet or whatever. And if you go to clip it out, it might bend it. So I clip the big stuff first, like the big chunky stuff. And then the stuff that's really tiny, like this, the tip of the barrel of this rifle, I clip that last. Okay. So that's how I do that, if you're wondering. It's how I recommend. That way you don't mess up a component. Because I've bent a rifle or two, or an arm, or like a fucking weird tentacle thing on a monster that I was creating because it was small and it would just bend. So, Lord of mercy. Trippy Chicken Boy says, "All right, I'll see you guys later." Wait, so you just popped in to pop out? All right, well, all right, dude, you're good. You're good. You're good. Showing Steak 12 says, "Well, I'm lying, but whatever. Yeah, it's fine." See yas. And then Sewing Steak says, "I believe I say and understand stuff I shouldn't as a child." Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. What Mag says, all fours. All fours what? He just says that. And LED's like, what the fuck are you talking about? LED, maybe you have the dirty mind. LED, maybe you have the dirty mind. Magnus says it's okay. Oh my god. Fucking dead. Fucking dead, dude. Good lord. Y'all are fucking wild now, man. Funny as shit, though. And then I just used this curved to get the barrel and stuff. Oh, it was a message that Steak sent. Yeah. He sends a couple ignorant. He didn't know, right? Yeah. He didn't know like what he was saying, and Ellie's like, "What the fuck are you saying, kid? Like you're like fucking 2." You know what I mean? Because Ellie's 27, so of course she's like, "How the fuck? Why are you saying this?" And he's like, "Saying what? I don't know what you're talking about. I only called you mistress. I don't. What's the problem with that? I don't understand." Oh, Lord of mercy. Yeah. So there you go. There you go. Oh, forever alert. Oh god. He comes in like a ninja and then disappears. Oh, Lord of mercy. LED. Even if I'm lying, you'll never know. No, I won't. I guess I won't. You're right. You're right. How dare I accuse you of that? I apologize. I do apologize. I love my viewers, all of you. So, the army is strong and we are building it. We're almost to 200 subscribers, which is outstanding. So I'm getting closer, my friends. Getting closer. It's really exciting. And then I was talking with this another channel on this live. His name is Warhammer, the Warhammer commentator. Warhammer commentary. I'm sorry, Warhammer commentary.
Where's the fucking
What?
plate
What plate?
for the microwave?
Oh, it's right there. I washed it and it's drying. So you can put it in there if you want. Anyway, Magnus, I was talking to a fellow YouTube creator, and he's also a Warhammer guy like me, and he has salamanders, as you saw, but we were talking about maybe doing a collab for a video. So I thought that'd be cool. Me and him, like, either talking about something or just going live, or I think that'd be really cool. And then all you guys would, of course, be my PTSD. Of course, all of you would definitely be invited. So I think he's a cool guy.
Would I be invited?
Maddie, you would definitely be invited. Of course, you'd be invited. Okay.
Are you gonna give me $1 million?
If I had $1 million, I'd give you $1 million. Yeah.
So if you had exactly $1 million,
Yeah.
you would give me all of it.
Yeah, you definitely know how to spend it better than I do.
I could easily spend $1 million in one day without a problem. Easy.
I could spend $1 million in 30 minutes. It's called buy stocks.
$1 million.
Type in 999 and then press fucking buy symbol, buy ticker symbol, and I'd go I don't know, fucking Google or something. Okay, that's fine.
Even though I'm allergic to hazelnut.
Well, test it. Was it 11? No, that's something else, right? That's Timothy Hay, right? Yeah, Timothy Hay, she got her allergy test back. She did like a blood test because she had a really bad allergic reaction to carrots. She didn't know. I didn't know either. She's never been allergic to carrots like that, and her face started to swell up on her throat. So luckily we didn't have to take her into the emergency room or anything crazy like that. But like we got some Benadryl, and then she had a friend who had some stuff to help with that allergic reaction, so we were able to use that, and she's okay. But we went in and she got tested, and it turned out she's allergic to a lot of shit. So a little bit of a lifestyle change. Pour Monster into your eyes. LED said you can build up your resistance, babe. Just start pouring it into your eyeballs.
Oh.
Yeah, with Sour Patch Kids, so that's all you gotta do. Magnus says, stop doing the lurking shit. He can't help it. Sterling Steak 12 says, I don't know if swearing is that bad, but I can't stop myself from swearing in my mind. Yeah.
Okay, I can't stop myself from swearing out of my mind.
Right. So, here's what I'll tell you. Here's something I learned, bro. If you're gonna swear, make sure it's a good place to swear. Okay? Swearing at a church, not a good idea. Swearing in front of your teachers, not a good idea, okay? But if it's like you and your friends, right, and you're like in the woods, fucking hanging out, fucking hitting each other with sticks or playing tag or whatever, going to airsoft shoots or whatever, you could swear as much as you want, right? That you're allowed to swear. But like, context means everything, okay? So I get that you have swear words in your head, and you're probably going to swear later on in life, all right? I used to swear. I don't know how much I swore as a kid, but like swearing was around everywhere when I was a kid, right? Like I'm a 90s kid where fuck, shit, piss, ass, cock, pussy, motherfucker, shit, ass, fucking bitch, fag, all that stuff was everywhere, okay? And like Magnus too, he like came in on the tail end of the 80s. That's like literally South Park was like our childhood, okay? So like that's like what we grew up around was a lot of swearing, or you'd hear it in movies, right? So, but like, there's a place to swear, there's a time to swear, but you gotta learn to like watch your mouth, okay, bro? This will get you pretty far in life. If you're working for a job and you're like a customer service person, right? You're like a fucking you are a cashier, for example, right? You're the cashier at a fucking Dairy Queen. Okay? It's your summer job. Don't swear in front of the customers. Okay? But if you're behind the scenes where no one can hear you and you want to be like joking around with your coworker and you're like, man, this is fucking stupid. Yeah, it's fucking gay. You know, da da da. You can do that. That's fine. But never do it in front of customers. Okay? Or you're not going to have a job very long. And when you get older, it changes, right? So the older you get, you can kind of get away with a lot more. And that's when like things like professionalism come into play, right? So you'll learn professionalism, okay? Now, if you're someone like me that joins the fucking military, you're a professional swearer, okay? So you get really good at swearing, okay? So like when the joke is like, oh, you cuss like a sailor, right? So that's like the old joke. And it's like, if you think the sailor's bad, you should talk to the Marine. So it's just a joke, right? So but it's a play on words, and you know, like I swear a lot. And like when I met my girlfriend, or like if I ever met anybody and I was swore a lot, they'd be like, man, you swear a lot, dude. I kind of learned to draw back on it. You don't want to swear all the time either. Okay. So I do swear, but guess what? I know that there's a time and a place where I don't have to swear. Okay. Or I shouldn't be swearing. If I'm around little kids and they're not my kids, right? And like I don't know the parents, I'm not going to swear around them if I can help it. If I can help it, like it's not always possible. Or maybe you stub your toe and you go, ow, fucking shit. Oops, you didn't hear that. Do you know what I'm saying? So, just something I want to just impart my wisdom onto you, young Padawan, is that there is a time and place, okay? And even the most hardened motherfuckers that you like, I've met bikers, dude, like hardcore bikers. I met a Hell's Angel, okay? I met a Hell's Angel, and guess what? He barely had to swear. And he was a sailor. He was a Navy sailor. He was a veteran. He was a sailor. The guy barely swore. He was actually very polished, very polite, well spoken. He had a lot of jokes. That guy, if I had this guy on the channel, he would have so many jokes. I swear that guy was like a fucking walking grandpa joke book because he was a little bit older. But like, you don't have to swear to be cool. Okay? And if you swear too much, it's something called trashy. So if you're going around swearing up and down, left and right, and you just think you're so cool, oh, fuck this, fuck that, this is fucking gay, da 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 da, all those nasty words. If you use it too much, there's this term or this label that's put on it, and it's called being trashy. So if you're in public and someone's like, you're acting really trashy right now, or ooh, that's trashy, okay? White trash, you put the word to it, whatever. But in public, or with your friends or with your family, try to cut back on it. Doesn't mean you have to like not swear. But good night, hun. Love you. I'll tuck you in later. So, but just some words for you, bro. I'm sure Magnus could tell you something. I'm sure LED could tell you something too. Even she could teach you about it. So, like LED, when you were growing up, was swearing allowed in your house? I'm curious. Were your parents like no swearing? You know, like we were not allowed to swear. My parents swore, but like we weren't allowed to. It didn't work, obviously. I got Dawn soap in my mouth. I had a bar of soap in my mouth. I had to stick my nose in the corner multiple times. I've had my ass swatted. I've had my hands fucking hit with some spoons. Either they're metal spoons or wooden spoons. You know what I mean? I've even been slapped across the face for swearing. Okay? So, like, when I was a kid, swearing was not allowed. The parents could do it, the adults could do it, but you weren't allowed to. Why? Because they don't want you having bad habits and swearing in front of your teachers or swearing at teachers. Like, probably not the best way to raise a kid. But like, my mom did what she could, right? My parents did what they could. And I turned out pretty well. I don't think I turned out that bad. I think I turned out pretty well. Okay? So, anyway. LED says, Steak Boy, swear all you want. He says, Magnus says, fucking hell, we are amazing influences. Yeah, so you're probably reading the chat. Yeah, dude. I don't even. Kids, pour monsters in your eyes. Eye drops are not for the weak. Yeah, Jesus. LED says, speaking of monster, what flavor do I drink? White, white, white. LED, do you have like the orange monster? I fucking love orange monster. You probably know what I'm talking about. Sunrise or whatever. I love that shit. LED said, bro, when I was like 12, I almost said fuck to my dad. He looked at me and I said, flippin'. Yeah, great save. Yep. Yeah. And then Forever Lurk 2 said, I used to have a clean mouth. Then I joined the army. Oh, yeah, there you go, dude. Came home for Thanksgiving and I said, this food is fucking delicious. The faces around the table were rather shocked. That's funny. That's awesome. I remember the first time I heard my grandma swear, I was like, what? Because I was told, like, you do not swear in front of grandma. Grandma and grandpa, if you even think about it, my parents would fucking kill us. If we even thought. Now she's older and, like, she'll cuss. And now I get to talk to her as an adult and it's kind of fun, you know? Like, that's still my grandma, but she's like, oh, this band's swinging. God damn, it's pretty good, you know? And it's like, what? So, but she's got a clean swear jar, but she'll say, oh, damn, or she'll say shit, you know? It's kind of funny. She's like, oh, shit, what was I going to say? I can't remember. Must have not been important. Anyway, so like it's kind of funny. But Sterling Strike 12 said, yeah, I'm scared of accidentally swearing in front of my family. Yeah, dude, don't. It might happen, right? But and then LED said, kid life lessons. That's right. Yep. There's life lessons for you, buddy. Magnus Mag says, I swear at my brother. See, yeah, you could. He's 8. Oh my God, Magnus. Not. Yeah, no. It depends, right? It depends. But yeah. And then Sterling Steak 12 said, looking at it from a religious standpoint as a Christian, I don't think that's that bad, but I think OMG and hell would be bad. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. Like there's other words that are taboo, right? So like you wouldn't say certain things because of religious reasons. Like I'm a religious guy too. You know? So I am a Christian, okay? I'm not a very good Christian, but I am a Christian, and I do recognize, Jesus Christ is my savior and all that. Of course, I do believe in that. I really do. So some people might roll their eyes and say, "Oh, whatever, dude." What? I'll tell you, I've seen way too many miracles and way too many things that have happened that are just so convenient or just so like, what are the chances of that happening that I'm like, clearly it's a fucking miracle. There's no other way to describe this. And I've had that happen to me personally. Or my wife has told me stories of like taking care of people in the hospital and like she's seen crazy fucking shit. Okay. And it's not like, oh, like that was, because of life saving measures. It's like there's shit that would fucking blow your mind if you read about it. There's a lot of miracles. People who survive horrible things and they're still strong from it. And if they have faith in God, well, there's your answer right there. You know what I mean? So I used to not be. I used to be religious, and then my mom got away from the church, so I kind of got away from the church, and that was not a good thing, by the way, because then I kind of went down the bad route. I went the bad route. Okay, I didn't really keep my faith with God at all. As a young man, like it didn't it didn't. Well, luckily it didn't get too bad, but I kind of had a bad relationship with God because either I didn't believe him or I didn't believe that he was real. And then the older I got, the more wise I got, the more things I started to see, like being in the military, like that person should probably be dead, but somehow they're unscathed completely. You know what I mean? Like you'll come into instances where like, you know, something could have happened to you, but it didn't. Maybe you're just lucky, right? I mean, there's even stories of guys in fucking World War II where they'd have like their Bible over their heart, right? Like in their uniform when they're going overseas, and they would get shot or a piece of shrapnel from an explosion, and the Bible would literally like basically save their life. Like that's pretty fucking crazy. You could point at other things like there's fucking Marines. Like one video you can watch on it was a Marine recon in Afghanistan. The guy got shot in the fucking head, but luckily he had a helmet on. And if it would have been just like that much lower, it would have killed him. But it literally hit, it dunked the fuck out of him, but it went off. You know? So it's like, how do you explain that? I mean, just little stuff like that. And then he's like, I got to come home from deployment in one piece, you know, and like maybe you're mentally scarred, but like physically, like I'm okay. I got a little cut on my hand. I got a nasty scar right there. I got that in Afghanistan. Okay. That was a nasty one. I got that sewed up with no anesthetic, no pain relievers. They did it. They did it while I was awake, and it fucking hurt. And then luckily a guy who was more qualified to stitch me up did it, and I didn't even feel it. So it just takes a skilled hand, right? So I got lucky there that the other guy was stitching me up because my doc wasn't doing a very good job. He was shaking and shit when he was doing it. So, but Sirloin Steak 12 says, "Who is Magnus? Who is who?" LED says, "Watch me swear." Sirloin Steak 12 says, "But what do I know? I'm a kid." Yep. Who is 8 Magnus? Dude, that's me, Magnus says. LED says, "You're 8." Magnus says, "Oh, my brother is 8." LED says, "Oh, okay, yeah." Yeah, his brother. He's got a young bro, because Magnus is old. Magnus is, like, older than me. You have a brother that's 8 years old? The fuck? Damn. Only I just saw you were talking about your brother. Yeah. And then LED says, "Bro, I have a story." Ooh, let's go. Let's go. Story time. I'm going to read that. I love that. Sirloin Steak 12 says, "I have never been hit in my life. I know I'm spoiled." Yeah. And then Magnus says, "Spill it." Yeah, tell this story. I got to hear this. Forever Lord 2 says, "I am a preacher's kid. I can turn it on and off at will." Yeah. Yeah, see? So Forever Lord 2, like, he's a Christian, but, like, he's not, like, hardcore, like, or else you wouldn't be on this channel. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be on YouTube. You'd be, you know, watching freaking sermons on TV like a good little Christian boy. You know what I mean? But like, I don't want to say that's the wrong way, but I feel like God put us on earth for multiple reasons. And like, I'm not saying you have to like experience everything in life. Like, you don't want to experience everything, but like, there's so many great things in this world outside of just religion. Okay. I think religion is important. Absolutely. I think it should be a part of your makeup as a person. But, like, you know, that doesn't have to be your whole identity unless if you're a nun or a priest. Okay. But even then, there's nuns and priests that do other stuff. They're not just on their knees praying all the time. Okay. Like back in the olden days, like in the medieval days, that was definitely a fucking thing. Like living saints and shit. 100%. Like Catholic Church, like you hear about like a nun who never slept for like 300 days or something crazy, and she was just praying to Jesus all the time and never ate. Like, yeah, that's a fucking thing, right? So nowadays, that probably exists, but I think it's a lot rarer now, or the stories are maybe a little bit different. So, and then LED says, "When I was 13, I was talking to my mom, and the food was ass. And I almost said this food is gross." Okay. That's not the story we were talking about, LED. But fair. All right. Magnus said he's chill though, so his little 8-year-old brother. Yeah. Fervler2 says my mom is a strict Christian woman, but her favorite thing to do is watch football games and call them all bitches. That's funny, dude. That's fucking funny. I could see that definitely being a thing, bro. That's so funny. Oh my god, Forever Lurker. You're from Texas, aren't you? You're from Texas, right, dude? I want to say you're the guy from Texas, right? Because I could definitely see that being a fucking thing in Texas. I could see your mom being like, "Oh, we're a bunch of fucking pussies." Well, you didn't catch that ball, you fucking bitch. You call that playing football? I could definitely see that being a thing. LED said, "Quit popping up." Popping up what? And then Forever Lurk 2 says, "You have no control over me." Oh my god. Magnus says, "Stop doing that, dude." I know, right? My PTSD. Yeah, I'm a bad Christian too. Well, at least you admit it, dude. You know what? It's better to admit that you're a bad Christian rather than being like, "I'm the perfect Christian. I'm better than everyone." Like, no, I don't like those people. The ones who are like, they look their nose up at you, you know? Like, if you swear, they're like, I'm never going to be around that person. You know what I mean? Like, they're just holier than everybody. Like, they think they're better than everybody. They think they can never do anything wrong. They have the answer to everything. Like, those people, to me, give Christians a bad name. The people who are just like, I'm holier than thou. You know, they think they're better than other people, or they think they're gonna get into heaven and everybody else is gonna go to hell. Like, that's even more extreme, you know. But like, there's people like that 100, even younger people. Like, you'll meet young people, even in the military. Like, there's a lot of religious people in the military, and there's even like little cliques of like religious people, and they like don't hang out with anybody, but they're like religious friends, and that's it. And they have like their family, and they're like, nobody touches my family except for, you know, like my family or God's family. That's it, you know, but they're not like, they're just weird about their family. They're like very possessive and very protective. And I'm like, all right, dude, chill. Like, I get it. You're really Christian and you believe in traditional values and that, you know, women should stay at home and work, or stay at home and take care of the kids and never work and do all the home chores while you go home. Like, I get it, bro. Like, that definitely exists. Okay. Even today, where literally I've met Marines that will not let their women have jobs. They won't let their women work. They refuse to let them make money because they want to be the sole provider for the family. All you're good for is making babies and making my bed and making me dinner. Like, literally, which is kind of fucked up. I don't agree with that. But I have met people like that. Like, people from Arkansas, people from like certain parts in the South, you know, like really insulated, you know, they don't watch bad movies, they don't fucking listen to angry music really, like they're just really standoffish about everything, and I don't know. People like that, they're going to have a hard time making friends, trust me. There's a lot of layers to that onion. And then LED said, "Should I chug a beer or Monster? Combine both with Sour Patch Kids." And then Forever Lurk 2 said, "Books make good backstops for a shooting range." Yeah, they can. They can, man. I mean, they're not like fucking, you know, like encyclopedias are pretty thick, and like phone books are really, I don't know if phone books are, I'm sure they're still around, but like phone books, for example. Now we have Google and fucking Apple and all these different, you know, navigating tools where we could search stuff now, but Magnus said, "Add everything you can." Oh my god. Ooh. Forever Lord 2 said, "I got my scars in Haditha." Iraq? Oh shit, dude. Damn. Yeah, I have a master sergeant who was in Haditha. Yep. Yep. His name's Alejandro Yasso. Jasso. So he was a Marine, but he was in Haditha, Iraq. He was on a bunch of deployments. He has definitely been there, done that, gotten every fucking t-shirt. And now he retired out of the Marine Corps. He works at the Marine Corps School of Mountaineering. He's an instructor there. So he's fucking legit. He's the real fucking deal. So I text him every once in a while too. But he's badass, dude. He's fucking badass. Sirloin Steak says, yes, my mate. LED says, the fuck? LED says, Magnus is over with this. Magnus says, I am my maid. Oh my god. I didn't say anything. I just said Mayday. Oh my god. Magnus is like, yeah, okay. LED's like, Steak Boy. Steak Boy's like, yeah. And she's like, you're dope. Steak Boy is cool. He's cool. Oh, Sterling Steak said, boo, Clemson, go Gamecocks. Yep, Clemson, yep. Oh, go Pack, go. Yep, Magnus is, that's right, Wisconsin. But you live in Texas. So, yep. You're a Packers fan. I'm a Bears fan, so we got our asses kicked by the Packers. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Like, it was a lot of back and forth, but, like, man, the Packers played way better. They really did. We lost that game. We could have won. We could have won, but, man, we were down. It was like, what? Fucking 17-3 or something. And then we came back like crazy. But, like, once we did it, you guys did it. And then you got 21, and we're like, holy shit, we got to tie it up. You know what I mean? And then try to beat them or try to make it go to overtime. And then it was 21-21, and we got like a 2-point conversion. It was like 23 to whatever the fuck. And then once the Green Bay Packers got another touchdown, like, that was it. We had like no time left. So yeah, that was a crazy game. I watched that whole. I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch it, but I listened to it on the radio, so I could like follow along. And then my dad was texting me too, so because he's a big Bears fan. LED says, "Come catch these hands, Steak Boy." That's fucking hilarious. LED says, "I'm not crazy. I just do it all because I can, boy." And then Sterling Steak says, "Go Gamecocks." Some freaking System of a Down lyrics, hell yeah. Forever Lurk 2 says, watch your mouth, Yankee. Oh my god. Oh, yeah. Go Jays. Oh, no. Magnus is from Canada. Fuck. I'm getting them all fucked up. Forever Lurk is from Texas. Magnus is in Canada, but he's a fucking Packers fan. And he said, go Jays. Yeah, you guys got a good fucking baseball team, man. You guys got a good baseball team. I watched them play. I'm a Cubs fan myself. So the World Series was rigged. Yeah, dude. Fuck the Dodgers, man. Fuck the Dodgers. We beat the Dodgers in almost every game we played against them. But that's because I think Craig Counsell, he literally built the Cubs team to defeat the Dodgers. That's what I think was this season's plan. That's my own theory. Because I like watch how they play against the fucking Dodgers, and dude, we just fucking stomped them left, right, and center. I think we lost like 1 or 2 games to them the entire season. But then those motherfuckers get to go all the way to the World Series again, and they get to fucking win again. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, dude. No. I wanted the Jays to win too. I'm like, anyone but the fucking Dodgers. Fuck California. I hate California. I'm gonna stand this up. My legs are getting sore. There we go. All right. Yeah, dude. No, the Jays are a good team, man. Yeah, that's a shame. That World Series, yeah, dude. And like, I don't know, a lot of the fucking calls by the umps, dude, even on the Cubs side, are fucking bullshit. I've watched so many times where they like play other teams, And the fucking umps are like, that's a strike, that's a strike. I'm like, you fucking. They'll like replay it on the big thing, and it's clearly, outside the fucking strike zone, but because the ump said it, it goes. Like, dude, I hate that shit, man. That pissed me off a lot. And that's unfortunately kind of how it is now. You know what I mean, dude? Fucking sucks, bro. It's an unfortunate reality that we live in. Alright, trying to get this las gun on this guy so I can glue it into place. It looks like he's holding it kind of like that. Yeah. Like more up? Is it more higher? Looks almost lower on the figurine. So it looks like he's aiming it down. Let's see. How the fuck does it on here? That's why I gotta dry fit stuff, right? I would imagine, like, whenever I run with a rifle, I always run with it kind of high. But, like, so I don't hit myself in the face, too. So, but, yeah. If you're ever in the fucking military, like, Forever Lurk, I don't know. How did you run with a rifle? Like, did you run with it, like, because I would usually, like, I would grab my hand like this, like a C clamp, and then I would run like that. And then if I needed to present, I could still fucking present out in a C clamp, You could always do under too. Like, you could run with it under. Like, that's pretty comfortable. And then you could present up really quick to engage different targets and shit. But, like, sometimes if I ran, I would just, like, fucking right here and just fucking go. And then if I fell, you know what I mean? I'd usually, like, I'd tumble on my back that my rifle wouldn't hit it, and I wouldn't hit my face if I could help it. So, but Forever Lurk 2 said we took the dam, then gave it back to the Marines. Took 4 days of 155 millimeter howitzer. Damn, bro. Yeah. No, Haditha was a bit of a shit show. Haditha was a shit show, dude. Yeah. 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 So, some war crimes sprinkled in there. You know what it's about. Were you there during that, by the way? Were you there when that whole atrocity happened? The fucking Marine fire team just decided to start KOing civilians. I mean, I feel that, the frustration, right? But, oh god, that was bad. Yeah, don't piss off the Marines, LED said, what the fuck? I think there's a bug in my window. Oh god, I should hate that. They should all be dead. Sterling Steak 12 said, I never watched a football game, but I'm a hardcore Gamecocks guy. Good for you, dude. Forever Lurk 2 says is a Packers fan as well. Oh, look at that. No kidding, dude. Oh, so you're both freaking Packers fan. Boo. Cheeseheads. Oh my god. Yeah, no, Lurk is based, dude. He's fucking based as fuck. For sure. Yeah. Packers are a good team, man. They beat the Bears fair and fucking square. You guys kicked our ass. So we needed that. I think we needed to be humbled. We were on a bit of a winning streak, so good job. Good game. Good game, honestly. Good fucking game. That was a good game. I wish I could have been there, honestly. That would have been epic as fuck. Forever Lurk 2 said grew up just south of Green Bay in a little town called Grafton. Oh, okay. I'm not familiar. I've never been to Green Bay. Never personally. I've been to Milwaukee. I've been to Madison, but never been there. Never been to Green Bay. So I've seen it on the map quite a bit, but that's cool. Where it all started, right? Forever Lurk said hi ready. Okay. Yep. No, that makes sense, dude. Yep. I've even ran like this, like the typical GI Joe stuff. But usually I'm out like this or like at a fucking like a high ready, right? So that's kind of like if you're running towards the threat. You know what I mean? So me, I would like collapse it down against my fucking gear, just for multiple reasons. But if I like, just for me, But it's like if you're running with your rifle though, especially when it's presented out like at the ready or at a high ready, you're able to like quickly engage on target, or like you're able to judge cover and distances better. So, and then you can, I would never look through my scope while running. I'm sure you can. Like I've shot while running before, but like it's fucking hard, okay? But like you can fucking do it if you get used to it. But I usually like if I'm shooting anything that's if I'm moving, I'm just doing fucking I'm not even doing point of aim. I'm just doing point of target. Like I'm pointing at the target, bang, 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 bang while running. So, and I'm ambidextrous, so if I need to fucking switch hands, I can also shoot with this hand too. It's a little I'm a little chicken winged and kind of fucked up, but I actually shoot pretty good left-handed. So if I need to like fucking switch hands or whatever, I'm able to do that pretty quick. So, and then there's like the whole like you could shift it over or whatever. And then whenever I'd run, I'd usually like tuck it in, or if I need to like let someone pass, you know what I'm saying? But you could also do this like a high port and then just let someone pass, then you go over them if you're doing CQB type stuff. So Forever Lurk's probably like loving this conversation, which I am too. LED said sorry for saying all y'all's names. Yeah, Ellie, you're antagonizing people. You're antagonizing. It is funny though. But Forever Lurk 2 said, I got to see what Claymore mines do to human legs. No way, bro. Hoo-wee. See ya. No way. That's fucking crazy. Damn. I've got to shoot off claymores twice in training. So I never got to see what they do to people, but I imagine like it was a thing called range 410. So it's like 410 alpha. It's a lot of CQB shit. And then what you do is when you take the trench at the forward trench, what they tell you to do is engineers place in claymore mines, like in front, obviously, like not on the fucking wood, but like you go and crawl up and you set it up as a defensive thing, and then you pull it back, and then that way you have it. And then what would happen is we would prepare for the counterattack at night. So we would hold the trench, we would improve the positions, whatever, and then around dusk, like right around towards like night, we would go to nighttime. So we would flip on our fucking NVGs and we would have our fucking lasers going, right? So we could aim at targets and there would be pop-up targets outside. So the pop-up targets would come and then they would simulate being rushed at by like troops. So it's like, oh shit, they're getting closer, they're getting closer. Claymores. And we would fucking duck down and fucking pull the pin and boom, it would be a projectile blast. It was the coolest fucking thing ever. So it was pretty dope. We were very tired, but man, was it fucking cool. I mean, you waited so long. You waited like hours to finally pull the fucking pin of that thing. And yeah, those things are pretty fucking powerful. So I could not imagine. I can, but I've never seen what it can do to human legs. Yeah, dude. Sterling Steak 12 says that does not sound fun. Nope. No, it's like Call of Duty, guys. It's like Call of Duty. You run around with the little claymore and the little lasers. I don't think they even make claymores with lasers, by the way. I'm not familiar with that. It's like, I mean, there's probably ways to rig it. You can rig it up to do that. So if you want to actually have like an ambushing type device, and you want to add that into your complex ambush, yes, you could use a claymore mine that is like victim actuated is technically the term for it. It's like a pressure plate, tripwire, and then of course there's like remote detonation. That's not impossible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But like for us, whenever we planted, like if we put anything as an obstacle or like as a mine, the laws of engineering are you have to be able to see it. So you can't just be like, oh shit, are they here? Clack, 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 boom. And you just, no. You have to know where it's at, and then that way you're responsible for that. And if the enemy is coming towards you and you see that they're running past a certain point, that's when you have it go off, right? So that's my understanding of it. That's my experience with it. But and then there was a generator mechanic right outside our base in a bazaar, because we were on the Helmand River, very close to it. big fucking bridge that went over it. They blew that thing up. We had to fix that. They had a 100-pound fucking IED that blew up the fucking bridge, so we had to go out there and fix it, and we did it. It took like 12 days. We could only do it at night because there wasn't as much traffic, right? It's not as many cars, so we did it at night. Anyway, there was a bazaar on, like, if here's the Holman River, here's our base. There's like a bazaar right over here that you could basically walk to if you wanted to. And there was a claymore that someone put like in a basket or something, or they hid it. And they were going on patrol, and a generator mechanic, of all people, not even infantry, not even a combat engineer, he fucking saw it and halted the whole fucking patrol and was like, hey, I think we need to check out that little basket by the pole over there because I think I see a fucking claymore or something. And sure as shit, it was a claymore. So pretty cool. Pretty sure got a NAM for that too. Oh my god, a whole bunch of stuff. Avanish Chapra. Holy crap, we got a lot of stuff going on. Avanish Chadra Thrapayal. Okay, yeah, I subscribed and like, oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir. Sirloin Steak says, how is chicken number one? That's a good question. Drippy Chicken is number one because I'm pretty sure he was number one in this live. So LED said, should I go jump in my pool? Avanish Chandra Thapriyal says the enemy are down. Yeah. Ooh, Forever Alert 2, so he's an army vet, right? During Iraq. He said, we had a spider web set up. Ooh, nearly a whole platoon of enemy entered the kill zone. After the web came the clackers. Ooh, dude, that's so fucking cool. Oh my god, that's so fucking cool. I don't know if you could say that's cool. I don't know how you look at it. Okay? If you're like, yeah, that shit was not cool. But I gotta say, that's pretty badass. How's that? Yeah, you got to fucking... Yeah. So the clackers, you know... I know exactly the Frankenstein. Yep. I know exactly what those are. Yes, sir. Or the zinger, you know... You work up a shock. It's pretty cool. So it's like this thing called a zinger, and you'd hold it like this, and you... Like you're starting a heart, right? And it would wind up, and when it reached a certain point, it would create a spark. And that spark would go all the way down to the line to the blasting cap and boom, blow it up. And it sounded like zing, 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 zing. It was like a little, I don't know how it worked. You know, I didn't really know the mechanics of it. But you would fucking generate actual friction to get the fucking charge going. But the thing is that it didn't always work. So all my guys who were seniors, they've been to Iraq or Afghanistan. They're like, man, fuck those zingers, dude. Fuck those things. Like, they didn't like them. Probably because they're slow and they're not reliable. But, I mean, you'd think they would be, but a lot of them just didn't seem to like it. And maybe because it, like, gave away your position, too. And it's like, you're sitting here doing this, and it's like, hello, if you had a clacker, it's just clack, boom. That's it. And if it doesn't go, clack, boom. It'll go eventually. It's the same concept, though. It works off of like a little spark, and you could test it. So I remember looking at the Green Frankenstein. They have a little window on the side. This is probably bringing back memories for you. But you have a little window on the side, like this little glass thing. And if you clacked it, it would light up with a little spark. Kind of like a flint, right? Like with a lighter. You would see little sparks in there, and that's how you knew it would work. So if we were to use a clacker, I think it's called like the M57. We called it the Frankenstein or the clacker, right? But like that's the way that you blow them up in Call of Duty. So if you ever play Call of Duty, like, well, maybe not the new Cyberpunk, whatever the fuck, but like as I remember it, okay, like real Call of Duty, but like, or fucking, you know, Rainbow Six or whatever, like you're playing whatever shoot 'em up game or a SWAT game, you would have a clacker, and that's how you'd fucking detonate. you know? So, but Forever Lurk is probably like, the memories. The memories. Yep, I remember it very well. It's nothing beats it. Sirloin Steak 12 says, Ellie makes sure to drink bacon grease with vinegar mixed into it while spraying pepper spray in one eye and put toothpaste on the other. Oh my god. LED says, got you, fam. Good luck, soldier, Magnus said. Sirloin Steak said 2%, whatever that means. You mean 2% milk? What do you mean? 2% chance of living? What does that mean? LED says, do I even have toothpaste? And then Magnus says, why wouldn't you have toothpaste? LED says, Magnus says, dude, ew. Yeah, what the? I got toothpaste. I got extra tubes too. We always have extra. Sirloin Steak 12 says, I'm number one. I'm good. My parents are finally proud. Well, yeah, you made it, dude. Because Drippy Chicken Boy, he must have dropped off, so you were number two. There you go. Sometimes Ellie's number one. So there you go. And then Forever Lurk 2 says, I was rather angry at the time. It was fucking cool, though. Okay, so it was fucking cool. That's badass, dude. Hell yeah. I like meeting vets that are like, I did my job, and I loved it. Yep. Same, dude. Yep. I did my job, and I fucking loved it. Yep. It's what I was meant for. Yep. Yep. There's shitty times, there's bad times, but man, there are some fucking awesome times too. So if I saw that, I'd be like, holy fucking shit, dude. Oh my god. Blowing their fucking legs off. All you hear is, the fucking death cries of them fucking in pain. I mean, if anything, they're in shock, you know, because like that happens like that quick. Like those motherfuckers are probably sneaking up on you or trying to shoot at you or assault a position, or maybe they were a distraction, or maybe they were the main force. Whatever. I mean, the fact that they even ran up on you is fucking ballsy. Or what it was that you had fucking Tanglefoot throughout, and then you implanted Claymore mines in there as a little, well, in case if they get too close, they're gonna learn their lesson real quick. You know, like I've set up Tanglefoot. That shit is fucking crazy. You want to talk about infantryman's fucking nightmare? Is landmines and Tanglefoot. You know what I mean? You put them together, what do you get? A bad day. So you better bring those fucking bolt cutters, bro. Oh my god, I can't even imagine. Get those Bangalore torpedoes, that's what you need. I've done that too. Magnus is like, why would you not have toothpaste? She's like, I don't know. Magnus is like, dumbass. Oh my god. Sylvain Steak says, okay, guys, I gotta go. I get back on, but peace and Merry Christmas. All right, brother. You take care, Sirloin Steak. You are one crazy kid, dude. Remember what Dad taught you, all right? Don't talk to Mom about this, but it's between you and me. All right? Take care, man. Steak Boy's leaving. Oh no. LED says no. And then Avnish Chandra Thapayel says, I opened Call of Duty Mobile. I even made it to the Legends League. No way, dude. Oh shit. Awesome. Did you subscribe yet? Please subscribe. Like the channel. Give me a thumbs up. It helps me. I'm building the army. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers, and you can make it happen. So if you've been on this long and you haven't subscribed or thumbs up, please do that. I really appreciate it. Namaste, my friend. Magnus Mad said, don't forget to say bye to your maiden. Oh my god, dude. Magnus. Yeah, you're in on the joke now. Yeah. He called her his mistress. Oh my god. Fucking gag. Call of Duty? No. Really? Reality? Yes. LED said Steak Boy's gone. Yeah, he forgot to say goodbye to his maiden. Yeah. LED's like, what the fuck? Oh my god. Magnus said, I'm just continuing whatever Steak said. Avanish Chandra Thapayel says, what's your age? I am 34 years young. So, I'm a little older. you know. LED says, you. Magnus says, you. It's like the Spider-Man pointing at each other. Wait a second. Forever 2 says, ooh, here we go. If you look at a picture of Haditha Dam, it's 4 miles wide. Oh, this happened at Haditha, this story. Oh, shit. We were in a blocking position on the east side. Hold on. I took a screenshot of this because I gotta look this up and I gotta remember. So I like looking at maps too. I'm a bit of a map nerd sometimes. So I like geography, especially when it comes to like with overlays and everything. So it's 4 miles wide. We were in a blocking position to the east. Okay. I don't know where. I'll have to. I could pull it up on my laptop, right? Okay, you were in a blocking. So a blocking position, for those that don't know, is like you block, you turn, you disrupt, the enemy, so you don't want them to come that way. That's the idea. The idea of blocking an enemy is like we want them to actually go this way. You want them to go down the fatal funnel. You want them to go into interlocking fields of fire. So you kind of bait them with like, oh, this is the easy way. Okay, like when I'm a combat engineer, I think of defensive emplacements, and I work with machine gunners, and I go, well, we're gonna block over here, we're gonna turn them over here, but we're gonna let them in right here, and that's where you guys come in, and you guys get to do your job. We have to make sure they don't go the other way, ideally, right? And I'm guessing they decided to go the other way. They decided to go through the block. Admirable, I have to say. Either stupid or admirable. What do you think? Do you think they meant to do that? Forever Alert, do you think they meant to go through that? Like, or do they not do their recon properly and they're just like, Allah Akbar, charge them? Which is kind of ballsy, by the way. I gotta say, that's pretty Chad. And then, of course, they got to meet their Allah, but like, courtesy of the red, white, and blue. But like, at the same time, like that's pretty fucking ballsy. They're like, well, we got to get in there. We got to take control of this, or we have to, whatever their mission is. They have a mission too. They always have a mission. Retake the bridge, or kill as many Americans as we can to retake the bridge, or disrupt them, maybe fuck with them a little bit, keep them on edge, so that way they're not paying attention to what's going on over here in the village, right? Anyway, so he said it's 4 miles wide. We were in a blocking position on the east side. So that's, for me, I'm looking at it, it'll be on my right-hand side, so that's east. Took 3 days of indirect waiting to be relieved. Yeah, so indirect fire. So those are the 155s that they were coming at you with. Holy fuck. And then they bum rushed you on day 3. Oh, dude. That's like something out of a fucking... Oh, that's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, so they were trying to soften you up, of course, or like make you think, but maybe what they're doing is they're trying to keep your heads down, and the whole time they're maneuvering, right? So that's what we do. We'll be using artillery, and while we're using artillery, we're moving our guys forward. We're moving them over here. We're moving them over here to get into a flanking position. And then once they get past a certain point, like in combined arms, artillery cuts their fucking, all right, we're done. Shoot smoke. You know what I mean? Or shoot the fucking flares or whatever it is to signal, all right, go. And that's what the Americans do. But like, I'm guessing the Iraqis probably, the terrorists, let's call them what they really are, the fucking terrorists, Mujahideen, whoever, whatever terrorist cell they are, whatever network, whatever warlord, whoever they were working for, that controlled that area of Haditha or wanted to control that area of Haditha, freaking, they did a decent job. Of course, they didn't win, but at least they had some strategy to it, I guess. But yeah, they bum rushed you on day 3. Holy shit. They came at us across concrete. You can imagine what the Claymores did skipping off the cement. Holy shit. So they didn't approach. They came at us across concrete. You can imagine, yeah, the claymores did skipping off the cement. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Stay off the walls. Yup, LED said, you. Magnus said, I'm not living this down. Hey, them Brahmi. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Good to see you again. Yeah, I remember you, man. I remember you. LED said, I think, bro, I had a little too much wine. She did. Or you did. Hey, them Brahmi says, do you remember me? I do remember you. Yes, I do. Magnus said, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Riddle me this. And then LED says, I have a new drinking buddy. Ellie says, huh? Forever Lurk 2 said, ooh, nah, they didn't want to march down the mouth of the 60s. Oh. They avoided the blocking position. They swept to our right into the kill box, set off the daisy chain, and boots and legs flew everywhere. Oh, shit. Oh, they did exactly what you wanted them to do. That's perfect. That's literally perfect. We had eyes on the kill box from the blocking position. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So it's like the kill box is kind of, you know, that's the bait. That's it. That's the term. Like, I haven't heard that term in a long time, by the way. But I know exactly, it's the killing zone, right? The dead zone. They're gonna die there. Like, that's the fucking, you go there, you're wiped. You're gonna get hurt. And people will die. And it's probably gonna be your guys. So, into the kill box. Yep, that's the term, man. That's the old school shit. I love that. Into the kill box. That should be on a fucking. That just sounds like a badass fucking, like, quote someone would say. You know what I mean? Like, watching a fucking war movie and they're like, right into the kill box. Boom, right into the kill box. So, I love that, dude. From the blocking position. Yeah, you could see it. So, you were on the blocking side, but either way, you got to see it. So, I mean, that fucker's 4 miles wide, but you're to the east. And then they didn't want to march down the mouth of the 60s. Yeah, they would die if they did that. They avoided the blocking position, swept to our right. Yeah, you got to see it then. Yep, because you're right there on the east-hand side, on the east side, so that makes sense, yeah. That makes sense. Damn, that's crazy, dude. Holy shit. Thank you for telling us this. Well, thank you for telling me this story. So I appreciate it, man. Thanks for your service, by the way. I don't know if anyone's told you that, but probably a million times, but I do mean it. Thank you for your service. I'm glad you're still with us, okay? You still get to tell your story. And it does matter. And you matter. Many people have no idea what that world is like. So, and they don't have to, because that's our job. We deal with the stuff that they don't have to. So for this guy, his backpack is 88. So let me find 88. 87. Why are there two 89s? I can't make this shit up. There's literally two 89s. Look at the backpacks. 89, 89. GW, I swear. Magnus said chug it and then exaggerate your burp. Avnish Chandril Thaprael says, have you ever been to a room in your teenage years where no one lives, which is ruined type, and about which people make up stories that a ghost lives there? Oh, of course I've done that. Oh yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, Magnus, the backpacks are definitely misprinted. Yes, sir. Yep. So there's an example for you right there. GW ain't perfect. They're going to mess it up. So 88 is actually here. This is 89. You know, well, technically it goes 87, 86, 88, 89, but for whatever reason they skipped it. So I know which one it is. I'm going to go ahead and just pluck any of them. It honestly doesn't matter. They're all the same. But I'll just choose one because I can. Yeah, but Magnus, you know. You know, dude. You're dealing with the same shit. Anybody who plays freaking Warhammer and deals with plastic sprues and like the assembly. It's kind of fun, you know, because then it's like, aha, GW's stupid. Why would they have that? So I'm actually going to mark that on here. So sprue as 288s. Come on, pen. Yep. So there you go. Pen I got back when I used to work at a corporate sales. So still have it. Nice pen. Ellie, go ahead and take your phone call. You're good, girl. Magnus said, let's see. Yeah, just use one of the 89s. Yeah, literally. Yep. I've got a 4th squad of Krieg to build. Okay. Yep. Tracking, bro. Oh, welcome back, Ellie. How'd the phone call go? What do you got to report to us? What happened? Let me hear it. What's the tea? What was it? Was it just boring, or was it something like actually crazy? What happened? Hopefully, it's something crazy. I love hearing crazy stories. Oh boy, I'm sure you saw this coming. My ex wants me back. Tisk, tisk, tisk. He gave in first. What does that tell you? If he gave in first, what does that tell you? That means he fucked up and he knows it. And now he's trying to run back to you to say, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Don't take him back, Ellie. You deserve better. Remember the toxic shit. Remember the toxic relationship and how he wouldn't let you do things. Now, if you love him, if you really do, you'll take him back on condition. Alright, if you told him to fuck off, then there you go. Yeah. So, nothing to you. 3 years, bye, buddy. You fucked up, dude. You had it good. You had this. You had this. You had the monster in the eyeballs and the Sour Patch Kids. What the fuck more do you want, bro? I got a heated fucking pool I could jump in whenever the fuck I want to. And I'm a cosplayer, which a lot of guys find that kind of attractive. So, he fucked up, Ellie. He fucked up. So, his loss. His loss. Fuck him. Fuck him and feed him, cause I don't need him. So, good on you. Good on you, girl. Yeah. Keep those standards up. Don't give in. See, he fucked up and he knows it. That's exactly what it is. He fucked up and he fucking knows it. That's why he's coming back. He's going, oh, I'm sorry. I'm a fucking piece of shit. Oh, I'm an idiot. See, I told you, guys like that. Like, that sounded kind of weird. Whatever that means, Ellie. Magnus said, what did? Probably what I said. Nothing north. Okay. Well, whatever. Well, like I said, just enjoy your time being single. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm sorry you went through all that. I really am. But enjoy your time being single. It's okay. It's okay to be you. And then maybe you'll meet someone, you know? But I will say this. Don't let your previous relationships always fucking traumatize future relationships. You know what I mean? Like, every new relationship is not always the same. Now, if it is always the same, I will say then you're the problem. If every relationship that you have ends the same way, okay, then maybe you're the problem. That's a black pill, okay? That's a bad pill that many people don't want to taste. Some people admit it. They'll say, you know what, you're right, I am the fucking problem. And if they don't like it, fuck them. You can do that, or you could say, yeah, I need to work on it, I know. Because, like, I had relationship issues before, and sometimes they were similar issues. And that just meant that I'm the problem. Ellie, I did not call you the problem. I said in general. If you have multiple relationships, yes, it's an example, Ellie. If you have multiple relationships, no matter who you are, okay, and they all seem to end the same, almost all of them, either you're not picking from the right dating pool, or you're the problem. Okay? So, Ellie's so random. She said, I found toothpaste. What? Good to know, Ellie. Good. Thanks for sharing with the class. We appreciate it, Ellie. Thank you. Y'all are crazy, man. I will be wrapping this live up, by the way, folks. I apologize. So, Magna said, finally, bro. She's like, I haven't seen this in like weeks. She's been drinking monsters, dude. Her teeth have got to be rotten with all the sugar. Nah, you brush your teeth, right, Ellie? Looks crusty. It's expired toothpaste. Expired toothpaste does not work, by the way. Ellie, if you don't have any toothpaste, maybe you should Instacart it over. I know you can do that. You've Instacarted other stuff. Maybe some floss, whatever that is. If you've ever heard of that, but maybe some mouthwash. I don't know. If you're familiar, it's just the stuff. I don't know. People use it sometimes. I don't know. Go wash this off. Got a little crusty, and I wash off my minis, so call me weird. I'll be right back. Okay. And sometimes when I'm washing my minis, I also bring a little toothbrush with, and I'll gently brush them. So like a little standard toothbrush, and it'll just kind of help if there's any like gunk or buildup or any like the flakes from scraping. So those of you who build probably know what I'm talking about, but it's just a good way to, if you notice anything, you're like, oh, that shouldn't be there, just kind of brush it off. Sometimes you can get it. Other times I use like a blower too. So I have like I have a cordless blower. It's really cool. And then there we go. Just kind of fucking brush it, make it look good. Yep, mold lines look really fucking good. So there we go. I'm happy with that. Let me check his other little arm here. No mold lines, looks good. Backpack. 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 Let's see here. We're good. No mold lines. Sweet. Good job. Oh, jeez. And then Forever Alert 2 said, my dog is dreaming again, man. He dreams hard. He's sprinting in his dreams. Yeah. I love when dogs do that. But, like, there's my wife's grandpa, so I guess my grandpa-in-law, he has a dog, and he says whenever his dog, she's a very athletic dog. She's very slender, very muscular, and she runs a lot and she swims a lot because he's got a backyard pool. Anyway, like when this dog sleeps, she's like galloping in her fucking sleep. It's like I can't even imagine. And he lets her sleep on the bed too. So, she gets up there, she's just going. I can't even imagine. Oh god, that's funny. But like we had dogs that like the little paws would go, like, "Arr, arr, arr." Like they dream, they have a conscience. So if you're cruel to animals, fuck you. That's all I gotta say. 'Cause they're kind of like us, right? Magnus said after my near 75 Kriegers are painted. Yeah, I feel that, dude. Oh my god, that's why I'm just gonna speed paint them, bro. I really am. Um, Detail will I'll be good, but I'm not gonna be high detail. Not like with my Space Marines. Then again, my Chaos Space Marines need detail because they're fucking armor and everything too. And I'm just a fucking extra bitch, so I like to have that. Magnus said I might continue with Knights, and he said that will never happen. Yeah, I know you got your armigers, dude. So, I will say this, dude. If you ever want to just take a break from painting your Krieg, it's okay to switch over to your Knights. You know, I started with Chaos Cultist, little human, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna work on my Knights, and I did. And then after the night, like while I was doing the Knights, I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll work on the fucking Chaos Space Marines too. So I picked like one or two or three of them, and I did that also. The humans were done, and then the war dogs, I would do them in components. So like yours, you just have the bottom half done, right, for that armature. So that's similar to what I did, except I painted the top. I did the top down. So I did the legs like towards, and then I put it all together, like the weapons, and then everything else after that, the basing, like all that came after. And that took, again, like hours and hours and hours to do. So, like 22, 24, probably more hours than that. So, if I really fucking clocked it. But again, I was like still relatively new to crafting when I did those. I did those a while ago. I did those last year. But, like, either way, I wanted to finish them before the year ended. So before 2024 ended, I was like, I am going to finish my fucking war dogs, and I did. So LED said, "Plan, meet me at the roof." He said, "Who had the duct tape?" Shh, shut up, Ellie. He might read the chat. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe I did. Nice try, guys. Nice. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. You shut up. No, you shut up. Dumbass. Y'all are funny as fuck. Oh my god. I love it. I fucking love it. This is what dreams are made of. Awesome. But I'm getting tired, folks. It's almost midnight here. I've been going for 218 minutes. I wonder if that's is that a new record? Oh my god. I think that's a new record. That's almost 4 hours. Oh my goodness. Shit. So, but yeah, I'm gonna freaking get turning two and getting ready for bed and crashing out and wake up at a decent hour tomorrow and do whatever. So, more of the same. Yeah, absolutely, Magnus. I'll catch you on the next one. Yes, sir. You're very welcome for the stream, Forever Lurk. Thank you for being here today, man. LED, awesome as always. Everybody else who was in the chat, I really appreciate it. Those, if you're watching this post live, if you want to subscribe to the channel, check us out for the next one. I will schedule another one, maybe tomorrow night, if not the following night. So we'll see. We'll see. See how I feel tomorrow, you know what I mean? But either way, I'd love to see you on the next one too. Hang out with us, do some crafting. Is there going to be a highlight? I will make a highlight. There's usually like YouTube does a highlight for me, but I could probably make some highlights too. What do you want the highlight to be? Because I'll post a short. I like the highlights too, yeah. I wonder what it's gonna be. Yeah, no idea. Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, if there's a good highlight, I'll show it. I like highlights too. Cool. So I watch my own and I'm like, what the fuck? What did it choose as a highlight? And I'm like, oh, alright. It actually does pretty good. I don't know how it knows. Maybe it's like engagement or something. I have no idea. Steak Boy. Yeah, it might be Steak Boy LED. It'll live on in infamy forever. LED, I'm actually sorry you had to go through that. I really am. Steak Boy does not know what it does, and now it knows, and now it will be worse. So we taught him, and my God, what have we created? Oh no. All right. Goodbye, mistress. Yeah. Goodbye, mistress. Goodbye, slaves. Good boys. Oh my God. All right, everybody. I really appreciate the fun. I appreciate hanging out. I know we're not physically in the same room together, but I feel like y'all are really cool, and I'm glad all of you are my friends, and we have a little community or a little army that we have. So I'd like to continue building this, and I'll see you on the next time. Much love, much respect, and that's all I got. This is Travis with Chaotic Crafting. All right, bye.